And we are live. This is Darker Days Radio presenting a one shot of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound, which is a RPG from Cubicle 7. If you're watching us, it's because we do not have Ian with us this week. We're not running our regular game of Wrath and Glory with Gehenna Gaming. If you're watching it on this Twitch channel right now, it's because we had a weirdness of getting it onto their Twitch channel, but obviously, by all means, comment and everything here. I am one of your regular Dark Days Radio's Chris. I am joined by David.
Hey.
He will be our GM for this session of Soulbound. I'm joined by Crystal. I am joined by Mike.
Hello.
And I am joined by Chig.
Hey, everybody.
Obviously, for anything else, go over to Dark Days Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our blog. Go over to Gehenna Gaming, find about their own, schedule of content and things. And obviously, if you want to support us, buy our stuff off Storyteller Vault, because that's great. And without further ado, we will get started in this session. So I will hand over to David.
Yeah, cool. All right. We're going to be running a one shot of that I have quickly written up ish, kind of, maybe. What we'll do first is we'll run through everybody's characters so everybody knows what people are. And then I'll kind of go into the story setting and kind of bring you in, and then we'll start the game. Okay. So we'll start with Chris, because you know the system. Give us a bit about your character. Who are you? What are you playing?
Who am I playing? I am playing Valoranth Spiteblade, who is a Drukhari. Is it Drukhari or Drauchai?
No.
Drukhari is 40k. Drauchai, which means Dark Elf, essentially. He is a very foppish, kind of fun-loving, decadent pirate corsair who has made his fortune upon the high seas of the Charwin coast in the realm of Akshai, which is the realm of fire. Since mostly losing a ship at sea, and by whatever means his god Malarian has commanded him to be bound by mystical rites to the rest of the party to force back the evils of chaos and, of course, the nefarious plans of Nagash, the Lord of Death. But yeah, he's a swordsman, a monster hunter. As I said, he's got what kind of characteristics are interested about him? He's got striking gold eyes, silver hair. He's just over 6 foot tall. He's been around for a while, over 100 years old, and is constantly smoking a pipe, has wine on hand at any time, likes a good party, and doesn't really like fools, and obviously likes killing big monsters and putting them on his trophy rack.
I think he needs this.
No, he does not have this.
Oh, dang. Oh, well, I think I should go next because my character does wear a tricorn hat.
Yeah, perfect.
So I will be playing as Lady Valkenhoff. She is a witch hunter. She's a human who travels through the kind of the provinces, the mortal realms, the newly established towns, and has a tendency to investigate the aristocracy, whether she has a right to or not, to help root out any chaos corruption amongst the nobles and such. Strikingly, though, she wears a lot of leather, kind of a trench coat, tricorn hat, has a brace of pistols, and also piercing red eyes.
Mysterious. Let's go for Crystal. Who are you playing?
I am playing Madeira Sideric, and she is a Doomslayer dwarf. She was kicked out of her family for they just could not handle what she was. She dyed her hair bright pink. She wore it in pigtails. She loved to wear pink, everything pink. And so she decided to become a Doomslayer because girls just like to have fun, and great axes are fun. So her armor is all runes, which are also glittery and pink. So yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, so it's a Doom Seeker from the Fire Slayers.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And Chig, who are you?
I will be playing Egig Bronzehead, also a Dwarden, though unlike Crystal, I'll be playing an Ether Chemist, one of the better dwarves in the setting. Unlike Crystal's lowly earthen dwarf, I'll be playing a Caradron Overlord. Long ago, my people abandoned the filthy mines and the mountains and took to the skies, where we now find sky metals that we use to construct flying boats and other incredible technologies. So that's my guy in a nutshell. He's kind of full of himself. He's a couple 100 years old, 5 foot even, watery blue eyes, iron gray hair, kind of balding on the top, wears it in a little ponytail. And he's all about the technology and the money. He's going to get his money.
Contract. Always the money in the contract. Any loophole in that contract you will abuse. Cool. Right. So we've got our wonderful group of Soulbound here. For ease of the story, you have been a Soulbound group for a little while. You got together for a while, so you've probably created some more bond. So the gods have bound you together as a group to perform great tasks and to fight against the darkness rising within the mortal realms. So you have this kind of almost spiritual bond that is unbreakable between you. And we might see some of that come into play during the actual session with some of the rules. But yeah, so you've been working together for a while. And your last job, you were protecting a metal shipment of precious metals that were coming from Sharon, the realm of fire. No, the realm of metal. I will get the names right at some point. You were tasked to protect this shipment of precious metals from Shaman to take it to the foundries and the forges of Greywater Fastness in Gyron, the realm of life. Greywater Fastness is a big industrial heartland of the free peoples, of the peoples of Sigmar. It is a city of millions. It is host to all different races, but mostly of Dwarden dwarves. These are the dispossessed. So this is another clan of dwarves that we are seeing turning up. These are your kind of stereotypical dwarves, but unfortunately have lost their mountain homes and are now living in the cities. But they are helping the free peoples fight against the chaos. So as you came through the realm gates, you walked through the mire, which is a region surrounding the city. It is a swampland. It's a decimated land that before Greywater Fastness was built was a Nurgle stronghold in the realm of life. He turned it into this massive marshland of rotten horribleness. The Sylvaneth have been trying to claim it back, but the Free Peoples got in there first, and they built this industrial centre where they started to rip down all the trees of the forests around there, annoying a lot of the treekin, annoying a lot of the Sylvaneth around there. They don't particularly like it when trees get destroyed. It might be their cousin. You never know. So you've brought in your shipment. You've gone up to the forge where it's to be delivered, and you are greeted at the gate by this rather stout-looking dwarf. Elderly, I'd say he's probably in his late 200s. Greying beard, very, very dusty, sooty guy wearing a nice leather apron. Yeah. Oh, welcome. welcome to my forge. I see you have my wonderful, wonderful precious metals with you. I assume you had no troubles on the way getting here? None of the tree sprites decided to take a poke at you or anything?
No, it was quite uneventful, luckily. Although we did have to fend off some bandits and other such things, clearly earning our pay.
Oh, well, bandits, they're part of the course. I'd assume a group like lot, you are... I'm guessing you might be one of these fabled Soulbound groups. The bandits should have no problems with you. Just, look at them and they should be scared. Well, anyway. Oh, sorry, I am Gunnery. This is my foundry. If you want to just kind of bring the precious metals in and do it quickly, we've had a few issues around here recently, so please do just kind of come in quickly.
What kind of issues have you had? Should we be concerned? Should we post guard? What kind of issues?
A carriage on. Oh, don't see many of you around here. We sell to you quite a lot. Some of those guns. We wouldn't mind getting a hand at those and looking at some. Oh, sorry, no, distracted. Yes. So we've had a few thefts, things are going missing in the foundries and forges. Just these odd little things. Every now and then we'd lose a couple of ingots or some tools would go missing. It's nothing to worry about, but we just don't want to leave things out in the open too often.
Typical Duarding security, I see. Sorry, I am Spiteblade. Pleasure to meet you.
Don't care, you're an elf, go away.
He breathes out a plume of smoke.
Oh, he's fine.
Now, you understand that you have 2 Dwarden responsible for security here in your group. You're aware that I am also a Dwarden. Now I am a much better class of Dwarden, obviously, than Mr. Goodry
You
here.
shave your beards off, you lot, you're weird. Why would you cut your glorious beards and glorious hair? It makes no sense.
Well, after the first several times of it catching fire, you learn that it's just easier all around, just to just get rid of it all, nice and smooth.
That's why would you? That's just poor workmanship. You've got poor skills.
Now tell me, has your face ever caught on fire?
No,
Yes,
I'm a sensible
yes, it has.
worker.
Well, then I'm sure you would understand if your face had caught on fire that just getting rid of that horrible growth on your face is just far simpler than bursting into flame every 3 to 5 hours.
Firefly, you'd agree with me. A full beard, it's something to be proud of. Even what?
Oh no! She catches on fire all the time. I've seen it.
Why is
happen.
her head pink?
As much as I love discussing Duarding hair, husbandry, and topiary, can we get to the matter? I am bored of sitting on this carriage for so long.
To be fair, dwarven hair is very important.
Yes.
It's status symbols. You should know this all about status, you stupid elf. Anyway, yes, quite right. We do need to get this in. Let's get it in. Obviously, we don't want to hit words. We don't want any more thefts going on around here. So please bring it in. And he starts to usher you in through like these. So the foundry has got massive steel reinforced doors, huge steel hinges on it. The building itself is built out of massive hewn stone blocks. Imagine kind of, I want to say 1940s kind of industrial buildings crossed with a bit of the Victorian era. It's a dirty place. It's hard to breathe. It's hot. It's sweaty. There's soot in the air. Just walking around, you're getting black ash all over your face. In the background, you can hear the hammering of the foundry, the big hammers of the foundries.
I pull out a handkerchief and hold it up to my nose. I can't stand it in here.
It's quite smelly. Yeah, you can smell of the people working in there as well on the air. And he kind of
Does
ushers
it
you in.
smell like home?
smells a little bit like it's you're getting a very similar feel of some of the Fire Slayer holes that you
It does
used
not
to.
smell like home. It smells like
Oh,
dirt.
it smells like oppression. Okay.
I don't care for it. Can we drop off our cargo and get our money, and can we please move on?
I
Money?
figured you would love this, Doctor.
Oh no, this is all just too much. Just there's no ether here. It's all just rocks and iron and fire.
I
No.
know. I have mixed feelings.
As you are walking into the foundry and Gunry leading you into where he kind of stores his ingots of his metals and things ready for use, a rather young, sprightly Duardin runs up to Gunry and mutters something into his ear. And Gunry looks a little bit. Oh no! Again! What? I thought I told people to watch what they were doing. And you kind of get the feeling, and there's really hushed, quick conversation. The beardling gets a clout round the back of the head and sent off. And comes up a bit. Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to quickly go and see something. It appears as though we've had another theft, and this time some actual machinery was stolen. But yes. I don't suppose you've got 5 minutes to come and help me check this out? We might still have the thief around. I don't know. It'd be very, very quickly. I can obviously make it worth your while, but it's up to you.
At least another vial of Gairan water would be worthwhile. Each.
Maybe. See what I can do. Yes, yes, there's been another.
I think it is the least of your worries if machinery is going missing.
Yeah, that seems like it's escalating pretty quickly.
Mhm.
I would be worried if I were you. That doesn't sound right.
I'm
Well,
sure
it
the Grand
could have been a
Conk-
small machine. You know, they are getting smaller and smaller these days. The other day I saw a foundry that was slightly larger than a 2-story cabin. So I mean, it makes perfect sense that machinery could go missing. And of course, I am carrying several bits of machinery. My machinery is still okay. Yes. There.
No,
Okay,
I
yes,
haven't stolen anything from
fine.
you yet.
Quiet, Bronzehead. Let us go see what has gone wrong. I'm sure the good lady here, what with her background as an investigator, surely might notice something out of place.
Absolutely. Yes, I can definitely take a look around and see if there's any clues or tracks left, which may indicate where this thief has gone or who they might be.
I find a clean conical flask nearby and use it as a decanter for some wine out of my skin, because this is just tiresome.
I'm going to make you roll for this. I want to see whether we actually find a clean one. This is obviously it's dirty. So, what should we make you roll for this one? Where's
Awareness.
Yeah, that's actually
a mind awareness, please. Okay, so for people who have never played the game before, just kind of the watchers and viewers, the rules, we use a dice pool system in this game. So I will give Chris a check that he's going to make. So it's going to be a mind awareness. So he'll form a pool out of those 2 stats. I will then give him a difficulty number, which has 2 numbers in it. The first number will be the number he needs to roll. The second number will be the number of times he needs to roll that. So finding the decanter is going to be easy. Finding the clean decanter is probably going to take time. So I'm going to make this as a difficulty 3 check. So you'll need 3s on the dice and you'll need 3 of them.
I've got a dice pool of 3 and I get 1 success so far. So I'm going to keep going because I'm bored. I'm just going to search around until I find something.
As you're walking from the entrance out to where he's taking you, you've dropped off the thing. You'll check it as we go along the way. So we can make this kind of an
It
extended
takes
check
me
then.
three checks in total to find one. So while everyone's doing everything else, I'm just looking for something to drink from to use as a clean glass.
That's cool.
Sure. See you later, Spiteblade.
Spiteblade, yes.
Lady Valkenhoff will go to wherever this machinery was stolen from. Is there anything I should know about this scene before we proceed?
So as you go down, it's the actual area that it was stolen from is at the back of the forge. It seems to be in kind of a closed off area. It's not an easily accessible area. The room that the machinery has come from has got warning signs all over it. Quite a big padlock door. Doesn't seem like it should be an easy place to kind of steal stuff. And again, it's dark and dingy, but it's not near the heat. Kind of like a storeroom, possibly.
Okay, yeah, pretty weird. So yeah, there's no spot hidden or search or find clue skill in this game. So we're declaring that awareness is the kind of search skill.
Yep, awareness.
All right, very good.
And again, it would be mind awareness.
Sure. And what is the difficulty and the complexity of this?
So are you looking for anything specific, or are you just kind of casually glancing?
Just looking around, not casually glancing. We're going down in our
using
down our
a pen
hands
to
and
lift up
knees.
things.
Okay, looking around at everything. You know, really getting into the soot on the floor and seeing what we can find.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we're gonna do. It's gonna be hard to find stuff, but you're thorough. It's part of your thing. You like to look for some information and stuff. So it's gonna be difficulty 5, complexity 1. So 5-1.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So Lady Valkenhoff has a mind of 4 and a training of 1 in awareness. That's going to be a dice pool of 5 dice,
Wow.
and then no focus. I'm sure we'll get into focus later to explain that to people. So I'm going to make the roll, and the difficulty again was 5. So we need 5 or higher on my 6-sided dice, and I got 2 successes.
Excellent. So, as you are moving around and kind of looking at the looking through the room, you notice a few things that don't seem quite right. Having been part of the Free Peoples and the cities of Sigmar for a fair few years and worked through the Free Guilds and stuff, you've seen a fair many cog forts before. Cog forts are massive walking forts. They're industrial. Think of things like Hal's Moving Castle, but kind of with gun emplacements on things. They're walking tanks. They range from kind of tank size up to city size. You've seen a fair few of them before, and you recognise the bits in this room as possibly gears and things that might relate to a cog fort. You also notice that there is some black fur that has been caught on some of the on one of the wooden tables, a small tuft of black fur, and some muddy, kind of dirty, muddy marks, not kind of like the oily, greasy marks that you'd see from a worker, but kind of actual mud, wet, gross mud.
Interesting, very interesting, everyone. I'd like to draw your attention to a few things in here. Gunry, what exactly were you building and storing in this room? Is it what I think it was?
Well, yes, we make parts for cog forts. Someone has to make parts for them. This is where we store some of the stuff.
Did you have an entire cog fort in here that might have just walked off?
A cog fort walking off? You'd have seen it. God, this thing's a huge, man.
I have to ask these questions, Gunry. If you're losing this kind of equipment, what's the city guard going to say?
If the city guards see a cog fort walking out, they would know that it would unschedule, and they'd probably come and ask everybody. So probably wouldn't be very happy. But I guarantee you, no, there was no cog fort stolen. Maybe a few, or maybe some of the weapons, but.
Gunry, do you have any? Who works here with you? Is it all Dwarden in this place? It's all your clanmates.
It's all the Gurnison clan of we make reports. That's what we do. We trust everybody.
Lady Volkenhoff walks over to the tuft of hair that's been caught here in the room. She picks it up, comes over to Gunry and says, "Now, Gunry, are any of your clanmates especially furry? Rather thick hide?"
No. Why we have beards, but we're not furry. And
Fur is different than hair.
Sorry.
Fur is different than hair.
Yes, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Hence,
No one's got
no,
black
they
hair.
they
Yes,
both burn quite easily, and it smells awful, and I do not recommend.
yes. Hence my question. Now, Gunry, I'm going to need a complete list of everything that's been stolen. I think we're going to find a very disturbing revelation from this when we see the entire inventory.
Oh, well, it's not just me who's had stuff stolen, so I can give you my inventory, but lots of other foundries have had stuff stolen from them as well. So,
I'm going to need a list of
I'm not getting
names.
their stuff.
I'm going to need a list of names, Gunry. Anything you've heard, anyone you've talked to.
Yeah,
This is very serious.
Any of the stuff that you've heard gone missing.
Okay, I will set my little beardlings on it for you. Don't sort that out now. He wanders off. Okay.
No, you're not going anywhere yet, Gunry. Come back here. We need to talk about this a bit further. I'm going to need you to talk to my associate here, Dr. Agig, PhD, to set up another contract with us. Because here's what's going to happen. You're losing all these parts. This is very serious. Okay? This isn't your stuff to lose. This is military equipment, which is highly regulated. So you're going to pay us to investigate this, get your equipment back, and also keep quiet.
But it's just Soulbound. Since you don't take payment, we offer payment at the end of it. You should enjoy your work.
So we do enjoy our work, but part of the work that we enjoy most is getting that payment and spending that payment.
I will get
as my colleague Lady Valkenhoff said, you are probably in violation of several contracts you have signed with distributors, purchasers, and of course your clanmates here. And
also, a hungry dwarf is not one to mess with.
We're going to need to renegotiate some of those contracts.
Well, fair enough.
This will not go well for you. Sorry.
I'm not the one who does the contracts. I will get my little lawyery friendly people to come along and do it for you. But at the moment, I'll get that list of names for you.
Excellent. Yes, you go get that list, get us that inventory, send your legal team over. And they can talk to the doctor over here. And Madeira, I think we should go talk to Spiteblade. I think he's going to have some unique perspectives on this situation.
Spiteblade, you have now found your clean bottle.
I pour myself a glass, pour myself some wine from my skin, from the wine skin that I have, and I find a stool, put my feet up, and start drinking from it while watching the foundry, the industry that's going on, and every so often just glance around, and I've mostly got a pocket. I've mostly got some snuff as well, just to keep away the smell. So I'm there puffing away.
Puffing away, snorting away. That's when Lady Volkenhoff comes up. She's an older woman, gray hair and everything. And as she approaches, she's just beating sweat, like pellets just coming down her face. She's undoing her collar. She's fanning herself with her tricorn hat. I'm sure Madeira is right next to her, completely fine in this situation, right? Totally comfortable.
Oh yeah, totally comfortable. Keeps checking her axe to make sure it's on her back holster and like watching everything going around and like, oh gosh.
Yeah. Spiteblade. Geez, Spiteblade, how do you bear it in here?
The Charwin coast is also sweltering like this place. Just not so stinky with the workers.
Yeah, I've never been there, and I don't plan to. All right, Spikeblade, we got some problems here.
What have you found?
They've been losing equipment for cog forts. All right, spare parts, chassis, and it seems like a lot of other places have been hit. So there's just a lot of things going missing. And I found this. I don't know if you can recognize it. Some kind of hide or hair or something. Definitely not Dwarden.
He takes off one of his gloves, revealing the fact that one of his hands is like severely burnt, mostly from like corrosive blood from some beast that he's slain, and takes the hair from you. Strange. A fur, you think?
I mean, what kind of things have that? Madeira, I mean, you've studied a lot of the beasts throughout this world. You've slain so many. Maybe you have some insight as well into what might have this kind of a hide. Maybe it's one of those vile beast men, one of those gore herds, out in the forests. But we're in a very we're not too close to the forests. This is a much more marshy area, so I'm not sure exactly what we find here.
I'm going to roll my mind and survival, because obviously it's kind of like, tracking and creatures in that way. I think it's the closest thing that's mostly useful in this. And then also, because then once I know it, it'll give me clues.
Before you roll that, I am going to actually say, if you're asking Madeira as well,
Yes.
he does recognise the touch and the smell, specifically the smell of the hair.
Oh, smell is so evocative of memory. What is it?
So it brings you back to your youth, your younger days when you were still part of the Fireslayer hold, working underground, of something skittering and chittering and rat-like that used to live under the hold and would occasionally raid up. And it has that smell of the Skaven on it. It is the fur of some Skaven rat men.
What's the difficulty complexity on this roll for me?
For yours, you're probably not going to have met many Skaven, I'm guessing. So it's going to be probably a 5-2.
5-2. I get nothing. Yes, I'm not too sure what this creature is. Furry, I'm more used to lizards. Madeira, you seem to recognize this.
Yeah. So they're the rats, Skaven.
The insidious ratmen? I thought those were only myths. I've never actually seen one.
Not myth.
The children of the horned rat. Disgusting.
Much like beardless dwarfs are not myths, this is also not a myth.
I mean, I've heard from some of the fables in the cities that they are so mechanically inclined. So this makes sense that they might be stealing this equipment from this factory and others. This could be quite serious. How many Madeira, how many Skaven do you think we're talking about here? Is it maybe just like a dozen in the city? Maybe 20?
They raid in packs and swarms.
I wonder how they got in. There must be...
There's got to be some sort of access that beyond the door that we're not seeing in the room.
Let me go see.
As you're having this
drink, and I'm going to go see where we got the fur from, because I will use survival to do tracking.
Sure.
As you were having this conversation, Gunry comes back. So I've got this list of names, and he hands you a piece of paper which has got a list of and a list of other foundries and forges that have been robbed. Have you managed to find anything in there?
We have, Gunry. We have a suspicion that you might be dealing with the Skaven.
The rats? They're always troubling us in Greywater. It's like, yes, they attack like every couple of months. They think they can break down our walls.
Did you not think to mention that you had a problem with Skaven before when you mentioned that things were going
We've never
missing,
had them in the city.
and we found fur?
I,
Did you know that a skaven can fit through an opening just wide enough for its head to get in? They don't have shoulders like you and me and Lady Valkenhoff and presumably Miss Spyblade over there. But I've never seen Spyblade shoulders. He's always got that cape on, but I'm assuming they're under there. So, yes, did you know that Skaven can fit through an opening just barely big enough for your head to fit through?
I've killed enough of them in my time. As I say, they attack here regularly. No what's Skaven. If they're in the city, this is bad news.
So then I have a question for you.
Sorry, key point. As you're having this conversation, a massive explosion is heard, and the ground shakes.
Now it feels like home.
He's like, what the hell was that? And he just runs off somewhere.
What in
That was a number of 4.
And it was properly, the whole building shook. So much that like you get the dust, more dust is falling down.
Yeah.
There's massive panic from everybody.
The building shook, but none of us are shaken. And Lady Valkenhoff will just shake her head and say, "We're billing this guy time and materials." Well, I'm shaking my head. Yes. We're billing this guy time and materials for this. This is ridiculous. And I guess we'll start heading towards the explosion to see what's going on, see if we can help.
Yep. I will ready my axe.
Yeah.
So as you head towards the sound, the explosion, you realise that it wasn't actually in this forge. And it's actually in a nearby forge. As you exit the forge and you see this soot sky, the kind of smog sky that hangs across Greywater Fastness on a usual day. And off to the right, there's a big orange kind of glow, which appears to be coming from a fire. And you can see down the street handfuls of Duardin and humans running down there, panicking and screaming about getting water, and that there's been an explosion, and that I forgot the name of it, Thorson's foundry has gone up. Do you head off that way, or
Set off rather quickly, yeah.
Yeah, gotta go save the day.
Madeira.
Again.
Madeira. Do you plan on stabbing the explosion, hitting it with your axe?
You know, if it helps, yes.
I think you missed it. I think it's gone. I think it's come. It's exploded. And now it's gone.
It still makes me feel better. It's my comfort axe.
Oh, I see. I didn't recognize the comfort axe. I see now. It's got the little bunny rune. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. That's my comfort buddy. I talk to him sometimes when I'm asleep or when I'm alone.
When you think you're alone, yes. We know. We all know. We all know.
I'm not here to hear this, but that's pretty weird. All right. So I think I think we arrive at the explosion and the fire.
As they're having this weird conversation, you're running down the street, you're kind of catching snippets of it, and you're like, what the hell are the dwarves up to again? You get to the site of the explosion. The whole foundry, Thorson's foundry, has basically been gutted by the explosion. There's still kind of a framework of a building there. The roof has just kind of clean blown off. And there is fire coming from the upper floors. Doors and the windows at the ground floor have been blown out. It looks like a scene from hell. There's people screaming. There's dwarves running around. Their beards are on fire. There are bodies.
You see? You see?
I will help try to put out beards.
Quick, get him buckets. Get him buckets of water.
Madeira, take your bunny axe and shave.
No.
You can hear screams coming from inside the building as well. Kind of what sounds like clashes of steel as well, coming from inside. And a cat sound.
Yeah.
It's one lonely cat. There's a cat in there. There's a cat in there. We've got to save it, everyone.
We have to go back for the cat, you guys.
All right, let's go in. Okay.
Place in the mortal realms.
Yeah, but there's a cat in there in the fire. We have to go save it. Okay, quick.
Screw the beard.
Doctor, you're an alchemist. What can we do? How can we put out this fire quick?
The only thing that I know that would quickly put out the fire would also probably kill all the people trapped inside. We could drown the fire. We could suck all the air out. But people don't like being underwater. We could run in and grab people. Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Yes, of course.
It's not the first time I've been lit on fire before. It's not going to be the last.
Oh yeah,
No.
You're quite used to this working around fire and being in hot rooms. Madeira will have no problems with this at all.
I'm gonna wrap my sea dragon cloak I've got.
Hide cloak?
Yep.
Yeah, around me, across my face, obviously to keep out the fumes. I'll prepare my repeater crossbow and just set off inside. So I've got my crossbow and blade ready because if there's the sound of fighting inside, I'm going to go on. Stop your whining, Duardin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, yes. So hold, I have just a thing for this. He'll rummage in his little bag and pull out his quad breather.
Excellent.
Nice. Lady Volkenhoff is. Oh, what was that?
He's ready to go.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Lady Volkenhoff is not prepared for this at all and would probably just get messed up in there. So what she's going to do is she's going to try to marshal the Duardin outside to organize them for fire brigades, bucket brigades, and trying to put out this fire and get things under control on the exterior.
Yeah, cool.
Madeira twists her hair up so it doesn't get caught on fire, and my hair's not working for that. So
Cool. Okay, so
goes in.
as the three of you run into the downstairs, the ground floor, through this kind of metal door that's half been blown off its hinges, it's kind of bent outwards. There's scorch marks along it. You run inside, and there's falling machinery, bricks, pieces of metal around. There's a few scattered bodies. And you can kind of hear deeper in towards the back of it. You can hear you hear the last few clashes of blades and some skittering sounds and squeaking sounds coming from there as well. It's hot here, but the most of the fire seems to be out down here, but it's certainly up above you. You can see the flames are licking the building. There's not much wood in the building. It's mostly steel and stone, so the fact that anything is burning shows you how hot those fires really are.
I'll head towards the sound of skittering claws on stone and the squeaks, because I hate Skaven. I think they're disgusting animals.
Duardin definitely hates Skaven. As you start to head towards the back of that, then Mike, you are not Mike, Lady Volkenhoff. You can see obviously that you can see through the door that it's not actually burning downstairs or on the ground floor. Are you still not going to go in? Are you going to try and get ladders and fire teams?
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to try to organize the Duardin here. That's so chaotic. People are just throwing buckets of water anywhere. We need to get them focused, going into the right spots, making sure that sport beams over there aren't getting heated up.
Project manager.
I'm going to make you roll mind intimidation on this one. As you,
All right.
The Duardin are not too keen about taking instructions off a human.
Good thing I'm a little.
Good thing. Greywater
I'm a
Fastness is human. They don't like that. They listen to the Grand Council, who are the council chiefs, basically, of the clans. So
Fair enough, fair enough. But I think they're going to respect Lady Valkenhof through intimidation. And in fact, there's no drawback to using a metal right here to double my training, right?
that is only for combat.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I will not do that. And I will just make my roll. What's the difficulty and complexity of this?
So it's I'm gonna say 4-2.
All right, I think I got this. So my mind is 4, and my intimidation is training of 1. So that's gonna be a 5 die pool. And we're trying to get a 4 or higher as a success. And I got 2 successes.
Ooh, okay, so you managed to they within the confusion of things going around and the different clans that seem to be trying to help you you appear as this standing tall, regal, kind of scary figure. And you somehow
Those blood red eyes piercing everyone.
They take control, and you manage to get them to bring out some of the engines and the water pumps that you've got around.
Yeah. I think the most important thing, David, that I do is I recognize which clans have grudges against each other, and I not only put them a little bit separate, but I also get them to get into a bit of a competition about who can put out the fire faster.
I like it. Get them working against each other. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Now, while you're doing that, inside the building, as you head towards the back, you come across more and more dead bodies, and there are now mixed within just the Dwarden and human corpses that appear to have been caught in the explosion. You're starting to see some that have been killed through weapons. Some of them are stabbed. It looks like some of them have been bitten, and there are claw marks in some of them. The further in you get, you start to see bodies of Skaven as well. Some of them appear to have been caught in the blast the blast itself. So there's like 5 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot tall Skaven, missing burnt fur. Limbs have been torn off and things through the explosion. It's quite a visceral, messy, stinky areas. You're kind of getting the burnt smell of flesh and fur. You get to the back and you see a group of about 12 to 13 Skaven dragging equipment across the floor to a wooden cart that has this twisted hulk of an abomination of life, this seething mass of muscles, rippling and prehensile tail whipping around. But it seems a little bit weird. It's got a glazed expression on its face. It's very pale, and there's ropes tied around it that are cutting into its skin, and it's looking stressed and angry and annoyed, but also like it can't fight back. What do you do?
I'm not going to even take the time to ask questions, and I'm going to. Well, I'm just checking what my. Let's see. Spread. Ranged weapons with spread trait can hit multiple targets when you attack a creature with spread. Any creature with close range of target. Okay.
Ooh, that's a really nice spray weapon.
I'm going to use my my repeater bolt thrower.
Thrower?
Bolt thrower crossbow. And just fire a spread of shots at the clan rats indiscriminately.
Yep. I'm going to bum rush them as you do that.
Have a look at your weapon.
Yep.
As well.
I've got a pool of 3 and a focus of 1, and it's close, piercing, range medium, and it does spread.
You are currently, if you're not rushing in, you are currently going to be at long range. So there are a couple of zones away from you.
Yeah,
so difficulty onto it.
If a creature in the area has a higher defense than the target, what's it? Right, okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to any creature in close range of the target takes half damage. Okay, yeah, so I'm just firing at the target and anything near it. So I'll pick one of clan rats and then just hope everything else hits. So I'll move to about not so close range is in the same zone as them. I'll be outside of the zone, so at medium range.
So going to medium range. So
Yeah.
the back zone. Yeah, cool. So for those of as me and Chris are talking about zones and ranges here, this game doesn't work on your short, medium, close, long range things. It works on zones, and movement and distances are very, very free. You can anywhere within your own zone for free, but to move from one zone to another zone, that's a movement action. So at the moment, you are all going to be at either long or medium, so you're not going to be in the zone with the clan rats.
Also, to be a further git,
side of the building, you're kind of a little bit further back.
to be a further git as I fire at these people, I'm going to spend a point of metal to double my dice pool for this.
Cool. And we're also going to say you are catching them by surprise. They are not going to be ready for you to attack. So that makes it any... I would say you drop their defense, but it's going to up your attack. They have poor defense. You have... What is your accuracy?
Average.
Average. Obviously, they're going to be surprised, so that's going to go up to good.
So I need...
So that'd be 2 or more, so difficulty 2.
Okay.
3 dice.
What training do I have? Well, let me just see if I've got training on my shooting. Let me just see.
You got ballistic skill 1 training and
I've got
1
one focus, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Needing 2s. I get 1, 2, 3. The rest are 1s. So I've got 3 successes. I'll spend and use the point of focus that I have with my skills that puts that 1 to a 2. So I get 4 successes.
Just checking if they have any armor.
And that means I'll be doing damage is, well, 4 damage.
Damage. As you walk up and you start to just open, blast out your repeater crossbow, 4 bolts just start flying out and just peppering into the pack of clan rats that are kind of not paying attention to you. You hear these squeals and screeches and hisses that come from them as the bolts hit them, and 4 of them collapse.
Oh god, okay, yeah, because they take half damage if they're in the same area as well. So.
Oh, they take half damage, do they? Okay. Yeah. So 2 of them collapse.
Yeah. Cool.
How many are left?
So there are now 10 left.
Oh, okay.
They are going to be spread across 2 zones because I know what your weapon does.
It's fun.
Yes.
This is basically a chemical flamethrower.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's more like an exterminator gas gun. So I will
atmospheric atomizer.
Yeah, I'll let Madeira run in there and get one of the groups, and I will concentrate on the other group.
Oh, thank you for not spraying my group.
You know, if I got there before you, I figured it'd be fine, right? But no, I'll not catch you in the blast.
I'll say to Bronzo just over my shoulder, I'll go, "We need more pest control."
Yes, I'm on it.
Right.
Thank you.
So is Agig going to use his extermination kit?
Oh yeah, the Roar of Grungni.
Yep. Cool. So let me. Each creature in that zone must take an opposed body fortitude test versus your mind crafting. Right.
Well, first I think I have to make an attack roll, don't I?
Nope.
Nope. Even better.
Yeah, it literally just spews out mist, like etheric mist,
Okay.
at these poor rats. Now, the clan rats, because they are in a group of 3 or more, they become a swarm. But they also have their own kind of little rules like how they swarm. So certain creatures obviously swarm, and that allows them to act as one group rather than me doing it for 5, 6, 7 different roles. So I'll just be making one roll for this lot.
Good deal.
So if you make your mind crafting roll, and I will make my body 40. Which I'm guessing these guys don't have any 40.
So how does a versus roll work? What's the target number? the
So
difficulty.
the target number for a versus roll is going to be 4.
Going to be 4.
Yeah. So it's just you're just going to be difficulty number of 4. So it's just a straight 1 number. You don't need multiple of them. Against
Well, I got 5 of them, so
I didn't get any. I rolled. They have a body of 1.
well.
No fortitude. So what? How many did you roll?
I got 5 successes.
5 successes. So creatures who fail the test take damage equal to the difference and are knocked prone. Additionally, any creature who fails the test is poisoned. So you walk up and stand close to them, twiddling with the knobs on your atomizer. It's a really stupid looking. It's one of the worst designed weapons in the Caradron list. It looks.
I'm sure it is. It looks horrible.
And
it's almost like a sousaphone.
Pretty much. It looks like a garden sprinkler on the end as well. It spews out this massive cloud of what color gas do we have it? We'll just have it grey gas for the moment. And it spews out quite quickly and filling up the volume where these plant rats are. They start to cough and choke and splutter.
And squeak.
And because of the excitement that they're feeling about stealing and the explosions and mayhem that they've caused, they're really excited and breathing quite heavily. They breathe in these fumes really, really quickly, and their tails start to twitch. And then they start twitching and they can't, and they all fall one by one slowly to the ground, suffocating a painful, unpleasant death.
Squeaking and choking as they go.
Die. Sorry, Chris?
Squeaking and choking as they go.
Pretty much. It's really, it's unpleasant to watch, but also kind of joyful for the Duardin to watch, because Duardin and Skaven are not best friends. Oh, okay. So that is now 5, 6, 7 down. Madeira, do you want to start hacking away?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, again, they are acting as a swarm, so it's a target. It's one single target.
All right.
So melee, you are going to be looking at using great. We changed it to a great axe, didn't we?
We did change it to a great axe.
Oh. So you're going to look at your melee, which is the one which has the hammer above it.
Good.
Good. And these guys have poor defense. So we're looking at two or more difference on the ladder that we have, which gives you a difficulty number of 2.
All right.
And you were looking at body and weapon skill.
Body and what?
Body and weapon skill.
Okay, that's 6.
Yep. So roll your 6 dice. As you run into this mass of Skaven, you just cleave.
And what number of successes?
You just any success you get counts as a hit.
I know, but what number on the dice?
2 plus.
Oh, okay. Then I got 6 successes.
And the damage on the great axe is
2 plus S.
2 plus the number of successes. So you have just done 8 damage.
Yep.
So you run into this group of Skaven who are clan rats who are kind of dragging a piece of metal across the floor. Seeing this grey mist swamp the other group of Skaven, you just kind of grin to yourself going, I'm going to do better than that. Just run in and cleave the axe through this entire group. Body parts and fur start flying everywhere. A bit of tail kind of skitters off somewhere. As they just kind of go down in this whirling mess of pink hair and gore.
Awesome.
In front of you, you hear this angry kind of almost like they're trying to roar and hiss at the same time as this being connected to the car tries to break free, but it can't break free of the things. And it turns around and looks at you. And you see
Madeira just yells, "Come get some!"
Its arms have been replaced by metal hooks. They've just been kind of rammed into it and tied on loosely with ropes. And it's biting and trying to get to you and fight you.
Oh no, it's
Quickly
kind of a
checks.
rat ogre type thing, isn't it?
Yep.
If this
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to do a quick check, see if we can escape from this.
Madeira just yells, "Come get some."
Yes, yes. Go get some of that. Yes.
Let's see if he breaks free and charges somebody. Yeah, he breaks free.
Oh dear.
He turns around as you've cleaved through them. He breaks free, and you are the closest one, Madeira.
That's totally fine.
Indeed.
So he's going to try and attack you, which is going to be that. What is your defense?
That's the shield, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Cool. Okay. So, as he runs forward towards you, he lifts up one of his meaty, bloody stumps with the big, massive kind of metal spike stuck through it. Runs up to you just as you kind of cleave through the last one. And he just slips a bit of blood on the floor, rakes down, and manages to catch you. And he does 3 points of damage to you.
So damage comes off your toughness, and then it's
Yes,
only
but
one.
you also have the rune of iron skin.
I do.
Now, technically, you're meant to have activated this. But obviously, this is your first game.
I did not know that.
Yeah, as it's your first game, I will say that you have activated it, because why would you run into a combat without your armor turned on? Each active rune of iron skin increases armor by 1. So you have 1 armor, which reduces the number of hits by 1. So you get 2 damage. So take 2 off your toughness.
Off my toughness. Okay. And then for clarification, I also have a rune of awakened steel,
Yes.
which gives my weapon the rend trait.
Rend ignores armor.
So
As far as I remember, I will check.
I will remember to activate those though for current current combat.
Let me just check Rend. Rend can destroy non-magical armor. Each result of a 6 on your attack roll removes 1 point of armor. Wow, that's really powerful. Oh, okay. Now we're going to do combat properly. We've had the surprise round. We're going to go in initiative order. So, what is everybody's initiative?
5.
Ooh, that's a good question.
3.
Also 5.
You only have. Oh yeah. For some reason, combat people like to go slow in this game. The round has. Okay, so Agig and Spikeblade, you are going to get to go first. I'll let you choose who goes first.
Go ahead, Spikeblade.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big monster, right? It's large.
But this one doesn't seem like it's been bred for combat.
Yeah, but
It
it's
doesn't seem like a real.
So, so that means my talent comes into play. So it makes my melee 1 step higher.
Oh yes, yeah. For that purposes, yes, it is large.
So, so yeah, I just start running towards it and leap, and essentially I'm going to try and slice what amounts to its throat and just take it out that way.
So its defense is not that. Modified it. Its defense is 1 below good, whatever that is. Average.
Oh, average, yeah. So that makes me great versus average, which means goes 4, 3, so it's 2s to hit. I've got 5 dice, 2 focus. I think I am going to use my metal. I'll use my metal mostly to make a secondary attack, depending on how well this happens.
Yep.
So, first attack, I get, let's see, 5 successes. So that does 6 damage.
This thing doesn't have any armor, so that is 6 damage to it. I should write this down so I don't lose.
And I've got a slashing sword, but I don't think that really does anything. Nope.
No, you need.
I need a talent like Sever, yeah. And then, I'll spend my metal to make another attack. And do the same thing again. And those all hit as well, so that's another 6 damage. So I'm basically leaping.
You've just done 12 damage to it.
Yeah, I just dart around ninja style, slashing with my sword.
Okay, I won't write anything down then. Stereotypical. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, I think in two sweeping blows, hopefully behead it.
Yeah. You come charging in. You see that Madeira has been knocked back by the powerful swipe from it. You see it's distracted by Madeira, and you just come in and you hit the neck once as it's kind of hunched over. You kind of come down. It gets stuck a little bit, but as you slide it out, the slicing action allows the sword to kind of slice through all the way through. Its head falls off.
I flick my blade to get as much blood off, and then take my handkerchief out and clean the blade. Disgusting.
There's a giant rat corpse right there. You could save. Oh, you've ruined your handkerchief. Oh.
Nice.
Are there any foundry workers still alive around here that we can help out?
There's no one alive around here. Could you all make me, all of you in the fight, and we'll come to you in a minute, Lady Volkenhoff. Could everybody make me a mind awareness, please?
Mind awareness, what's that?
This is going to be difficulty 5, complexity 2.
I don't see squat.
I am. Yeah, no.
Difficulty was
I
5, you said?
that I got knocked back.
In addition to being observant, which means I have advantage on opposed test to spot hidden enemies, I got 3 successes, difficulty 5 on that roll.
Oh, you have the thing where you can actually see people, don't you? Yeah.
I'm very
It's acute
observant.
senses or something, isn't it? Oh, no,
It's observant. Acute sense is something else. I have both, but it's something else.
Yeah. And a dwarf who pays attention to things like the written word and contracts to try and pull out words might not be there. Yeah. Okay. So you Agig, as you see Spikeblade behead this rat ogre, you know
that's where we keep him.
movement
Of course.
in the dark at the back. A cloaked, shadowy creature. There's a flash of silver coming from what looks like a belt, possibly a sickle-like shape, and it skitters across and disappears into the dark, running quickly and chittering. You are kind of aware that this might be what is known as a gutter runner. Running away from
Spikeblade, we have to go after that one. It's getting away.
I look up in the direction of the rafters. More of these filth. I'll just head off towards the nearest ladder that gets me up there, or are they heading out of the building, or by some means out through the destroyed roof, or?
It looks like it's heading towards kind of like the dark shadows at the moment. You can't tell quite where it's going to be.
Would I be able to, like, how high is it?
It's on kind of like the same ground. It's on the ground floor that you are as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you kind of notice this, and all this is going on inside. Lady Volkenhoff.
Yes.
You have managed to learn a little bit about the different clans and the grudges that have been going on outside.
Yeah.
A nice, healthy little competition. And the Duardin have actually kind of really taken to it. It's like, we are the better clan. Our water pumps work better than yours. We can do this. And it's quite entertaining. It's a little bit of entertainment. You managed to turn what is quite clearly a really bad disaster into a little bit of community spirit in a way. And the Duardin always loved to kind of get together and work as a community, and having them compete in this friendly little competition has been quite fun for them. The humans, however, are just looking at them going, what the fuck is going on? Don't understand these Duardin, and they're kind of doing their own thing. But you do manage to get the fire under control, and everybody seems to be settling in. All right. You can hear from inside, you hear the whoosh of Agig's anatomizer go off.
Oh no. All right.
And
well,
the screeches of death.
Oh my gosh, it's dying. I hear dying rats in there. Wait, David, you're a storyteller. Was the cat okay? Did we get the cat out, or is the cat still in there?
As you start to kind of get the competition going, a very wet, angry cat kind of runs out and just kind of hisses at you all.
Okay.
Why am I so wet, you horrible people?
Yeah, it looks like a sad kitty, but that's okay. Knowing that the cat is safe and secure, and it seems like the firefighting is going pretty well out here,
Yep.
Lady Volkanov will enter into the kind of smoldering building.
You see the same kind of scenes that the others did. There's dead bodies around. There's ruined machinery, soot stains, and kind of explosion marks around. As you kind of head further forward, you start to see the dead rats, the dead Skaven, and then you see, just as you walk up, you see Spikeblade pulling the blade out of the rat ogre's neck, and the head falling off and it tumbling to the floor, just as Agig points out, going, and that's when you join the rest of the group.
All right, what's the plan, everyone?
Make after
We
that.
have to get that one.
Skaven.
He's getting away.
I run after it.
Okay, well, hold on a second. Let me just pull out these pistols right here. Boom, boom. This should be okay. So is that fine, David? Can I just shoot the Skaven in the legs? One bullet each leg?
The thing that's running away.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. And now this is going to be horrendous, because Skaven are technically chaos.
Yep.
In,
Yep, they are.
however, I'm not sure if they count as chaos in. No, they count as mortal.
So I've spent hold on. According to Sigmar's judgment, you have spent your life hunting demons and heretics that plague mortal realms. Your melee and accuracy increase 1 step when the target of your attack is a demon or servant of chaos. And I think these individuals serve the horned rat.
I
Just
definitely saw them, with the little tray of canapes at the last chaos mixer. So they count. They're servants of chaos.
Oh, yes.
They technically are, but whether the game says they are or not, no. They technically, I'm going to say they are, just because it's funny because of what's going to happen now. But for those who are rule picky, technically in Soulbound, Skaven are apparently not chaos.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense because they are chaos. They use warp zone, which is raw chaos.
They're not
Yeah.
chaotic. They're chaotic.
The Horned Rat's a minor chaos, well, considered a chaos god. Whether the other four agree is another thing entirely. And Slanesh is not really about to really make a point about it. Slanesh is like hidden in the hidden gloaming, being like elven souls being ripped out of him. So he can shut up.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so anyway, we're going to be using the kind of dual wielding rules right now. So Lee Volkenhoff has a mind, that's the stat used for shooting, of 4. and has a ballistic skill with a training of 2. So that's going to be 6 dice total. However, I also have a talent, which is ambidextrous. Whenever I'm dual wielding, I get an extra die. So that's 7 total. Now, when I actually do the shooting, I split my dice pool. So because
of Sigmar's judgment, it allows you to change the thing up by 1. So
That's
you're
the difficulty, yeah.
You also have Gunslinger.
Yes. Correct.
Which allows your accuracy to go up by 1 as well.
Yeah, we're not at accuracy yet. I'm explaining to everyone splitting the dice pool. So I now have my dice pool of 4 for one gun and 3 for the other. And so this is going to be my 2 different attacks. Now, this is where we talk about the accuracy. So I think this is the first real range attack. No, this is not the first range attack we've had. But anyway, yeah, usually I would have an accuracy of good, in this case, accuracy 3. But because of my Sigmar's Judgment and Gunslinger abilities, because I'm shooting at a demon and I have 2 weapons when I'm doing it, my accuracy goes up to superb level, which is level 5.
On 7 dice.
On 7 dice. What is the defense, I guess? Yeah, the defense of the target.
So, what is the range on your pistols?
Medium range.
So this thing is at long range. That automatically down accuracy by 1. It is in shadows. It is hidden, almost hidden. So that's your accuracy down again by 1. But it also has a defense of, I think, good. Yeah, you've got to run out good.
Okay, so that means they're going to be hitting on 4s. Hitting on 4s. So I'm going to roll my 2 shots here, and I think we're doing real great. So the first gun gets 3 successes, and the second gun gets 2 successes. Now, I also have focus, and I don't know if we explained focus before, but I can use that to increase one of my dice from a 3 to a 4, so that'll be 3 successes on each one. And for damage, each does success plus 1 damage, so 3 successes plus 1 twice is going to be 8 total damage.
You kneecap this boy.
I think I double kneecap him. Is kind of what happens
didn't
here.
just you somehow in the dark and dust and the heat and the sweat and the shadows and the quick reactions of you just going, oh, there's something over there, and just rapidly hip firing these 2 pistols out, you manage to blow both its legs off. And you hear this screech and snickering of it trying to claw its way away from you, and you're just going to they're humans, stupid weapons.
Good shot, Lady Valkenhoff, as always.
And you hear it kind of slowly die as you can hear its claws scraping along the floor.
I meant to interrogate that thing. Whoops.
Yeah, you ain't getting enough after that.
I could perform first aid, but it'll be difficult with one leg in that corner and the other leg in the rafter. Oh, and now it's on fire in the rafter. We should leave. This is not a good place to be.
Well, we should be in a kind of a safe area here. The Dwarden are putting out the fire pretty well upstairs, so hopefully this place won't collapse on us. But it looks like there's a tunnel that they were bringing the cart and the parts down. Should we just pursue them back to their lair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm going to quickly go
suppose.
over to the corpse that Lady Valkenhoff just shot and just inspect it really quick, see if there's anything on it that might give us a clue.
It's not going to answer any questions. It's very, 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 very dead.
Yeah, it's certainly not got any legs left.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
You notice it has a few kind of little daggers and blades around, and it has a few throwing stars and things on it as well.
Okay. but nothing else really.
Nothing else. Are you going to touch
Left
any
his
of the
ID
weapons?
back in the hive. Real inconsiderate.
Am I going to what?
Touch any of the weapons?
I mean, do I know anything about their weapons?
Yeah, probably best not to touch them.
Okay, then yeah, no. Ew, gross.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're probably
you can definitely lick them. They're made out of candy.
As I'm covered in gore, ew, they're gross. I'm not gonna touch them.
yeah, they're you were aware of the shadow hunter gutter runners. They are the assassins, and quite often their weapons are poisoned. You're probably like, no, I don't really want one. Then dirty Skaven. Ugh.
I'm good.
Oh, poison? Did you say poison? I could take that back for
I mean,
for
you are
analysis.
welcome to touch them if you would like, Doctor.
Oh yes, indeed, yes. Of course.
I have not had good experiences every time I've touched them, but they've usually been sinking into my flesh.
Doc, if any of them are glowing green, I think you know that that's probably going to be warpstone or something of the like. So
Yes,
don't get
of
too
course.
close. Don't get too close
It's
to
the
those.
children's rhyme. If it's glowing green, it isn't clean.
Oh, you Caradron overlords. So smart.
Shall we have a brief pause for about 15 minutes, and just so we can refresh ourselves, get something to drink, and
Say that.
and then we will.
I'm just going to quickly say before we do that, before we take the break, if Andy does want to take some of the weapons because he's a Caradron, he'll have gloves on, and so he can pick up some of the weapons safely.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
let
he's not immune to poison, but he's kind of immune
He
to
wants to
poison,
play.
you guys.
yeah break.
Just rub it in, why don't you?
Cool. Okay, so with that, we will pause for a moment there, and we'll be back in 15 minutes or so.
Good deal.
All right, see you soon, guys.
game time.
And we're back.
Whoop, whoop. So, where were we? Agig, you just stole some poisoned weapons, didn't you?
Yes, I've saved them for analysis for later.
Analysis. Okay. What are you guys going to do?
All right, everyone. I think because we cleared out all these vermin from here, but we can see their tunnel back to their lair. We should chase them and eradicate the rest of them.
Yes.
You can't see a tunnel.
There's no tunnel here. Well, that's very peculiar. We're gonna have to search for that, or see how they made their means of ingress into this place.
Perhaps we could search a building that was not on fire.
Great thinking. We could go back to Gunry's and give him a hard time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that was my suggestion.
Perfect. All right. Well, I can't really breathe in here because there's all this smoke, so we should get back to Gunry's then, where we can breathe because there's slightly less smoke.
I should make you a mask so you can breathe in here. Yes.
That'd be great.
I will add that to my task list. Yes.
We must be able to track where they came from. So could I use my survival on that?
Yeah. If this be used. I guess survival is probably the best one, really. Yeah. Survival or nature.
Yeah, survival, I think.
Let's just do survival. Makes more sense.
So mine, survival, that's 3 dice, yeah.
Yeah, we'll make this a 5-1.
I get a success.
Cool. As you kind of walk over to the mess of the gutter runner that Lady Volkenhoff left, legs kind of over different parts of the room now. Just that it was clawing its way towards a dark corner. And you get a feeling that in that corner that there's a part of it that appears a lot darker than the others, as if there's kind of maybe a little bit of the wall and a little bit of the floor are missing, as if possibly not by an explosion.
I think they scurried through a hole here.
Can we Agig, do you have any light source you could shine over here to give a lantern or something?
Oh,
so we can see this.
No, I don't.
Okay, here, let me take this burning piece of lumber from over here, and I'll just kind of shove that into the dark recess and see if we can make out some sort of a tunnel.
Nothing in your chemist's kit that you could use to make some glowy stuff from?
We have a burning piece of lumber
probably,
right
absolutely.
here.
But I mean, there's a building on fire. I don't think they're going to miss one more piece of piece of wood if we need a torch.
Yeah.
Those are my supplies. I might need the phosphorus later.
Yeah,
Do you
and
know
remember
how long it takes me to collect my urine to make phosphorus?
I know, it takes a long time. Anything you use on this, remember, we're billing it to Gunry. Keep a ledger.
Bill
keep a ledger.
That's so much water.
Do it by the
Right,
pint.
1 second.
That's just so much water.
By the file?
No,
However you store it.
No, to create the phosphorus, I have to boil my urine, and to create the urine, as you are aware, since you also create urine, I have to drink a lot of water, and I'm generally not a person who drinks a lot of water, so I'm not sure how to account for that. Generally, we collect it from rain, so there's not a lot of overhead there. But in town, they charge you for drinks, but I don't generally stay in town for drinks.
We're billing for our meals here, our lodging, everything. Everything's going to Gunry.
And of course, I have to boil it down, and I have to collect the fumes for other projects.
Yeah, so any fume catching equipment you use, bill them for it.
There's a hood.
Yeah, that thing. Anyway, David, so the burning log is into the darkness, despite that conversation that just occurred. Do we see any sort of an entrance in the darkness?
Yeah, so as you move up to the corner of the building where Spyblade pointed out that there might be ingress from, there is quite clearly a hole or a tunnel that has kind of come out of the ground, leading to the depths in there. There's quite clearly claw marks as if it's been scrabbled out by hands, maybe even that big rat ogre's big metallic kind of spikes that have been stuck in. He's been using those to pull through the hole as well.
Yeah, this is where
it just kind of slowly angles down.
So tunnels in the ground are definitely Madeira's forte, I think. Madeira, what do you think? Should we just follow this down and just kill them all?
What do we normally do back home?
You're a Doomseeker, so your job is to run in and try and fight the biggest thing and possibly get yourself killed in the process. It doesn't really bother you either way.
All right, well, let's go.
I'm sure glorious death awaits you down in there. So in that respect, our ladies first.
But only her, right? We're fine.
Well,
if I die, you guys are probably fucked.
How does Aggie feel about going underground and not being in the air?
I'm not too terribly excited about this. Are you sure we need to go into the?
Yes. Yes.
How sure are you on a scale of 1 to 7?
8.
That's off the charts. That's. Yeah, I guess we should probably go then.
Perfect. All right. So I guess it's ladies first. So Madeira goes first, and Lady Valkenhoff follows.
All right.
Do you want to wipe that off first? There's a fresh ratkin pelt right there. You're covered.
In what?
I think the technical term is a spleen. I'm not a medical doctor. I want to make that very clear. But that appears to be a spleen. That is quite a lot of intestine. Oh, they are omnivores. Oh.
I will take off a chunk and just put it in as a gig's hand. Here, hold this for me.
Is that a liver? No. Oh.
I don't know. You can figure it out. It'll distract you.
It smells of bile. If
you walk by the leg, I kind of pick it up and wave it.
If you're in the front, then I suppose that I will take up the rear, upwind, as it were.
I mean, I think our sharpshooter should be the one in the back, but that's me.
No, I'll just be behind you.
Okay.
It's a usual strategy. You take the hits, and I shoot him from behind you.
It must be a fairly big tunnel for that creature to have burrowed all the way through, anyway.
It's quite large. I'd probably say it's about 7-8 foot wide.
You see, his head is only this large, and they do not have the shoulders. They can
yes, we have heard your discussion of Skaven anatomy.
It's truly fascinating.
Madeira, just go ahead. I'm sure Bronzehead will explain everything to us about the geology as we pass it by.
Why do you think I would know anything about dirt?
I will merrily keep marching on by.
Yep, let's just keep going.
Yeah. As you're having all these conversations, are you just walking down this slope, getting deeper?
Yeah, we're just moving on. We're keeping the conversation going. We're not a silent, stealthy group, apparently.
Nope.
Nope.
You know,
I'm just happy to sit. I'm just going to sit here and just let you talk for this whole thing. Just kind of let this go on. Okay. So as it kind of goes down, it does eventually open out into another tunnel. This one is quite clearly man-made. It is a lot bigger. I'd probably say it's about 10, 12 foot tall, arched roof. On each side, there are walkway ledges, and then down in the middle, it's quite clearly a sewer. Water, there is effluence, there is oil, there's all sorts of other bits of things flowing through it, and it's quite different from above ground. You've still got a little bit of the cloying smoke and soot smell from above coming down the tunnel, but that's being overridden by the rotten smell coming from the water. It heads off to the left and right in the way directions. Very much water, yeah. So the tunnel just kind of, it looks like they've dug up from one of the walking platforms up from there into Thorson's foundry.
Oh, well, I suppose they could have come from any direction down here. Mr. Spyblade, would you care to show us a display of your tracking abilities again?
Yes, I'm sure they have left some sort of filth behind them.
Yes, and of course that would be out of place here in the sewer. We should look for the filth.
Yes, humans are a disgusting animal enough, and I have to look for filth for these rats, men. I'll do my stealth roll now.
Survival, you mean?
Survival, sorry. What's the difficulty?
It's going to be, because there's been a fair few of them and they've carried a cart through, it's going to be quite easy. So it's going to be a 3-2.
Cool. I've got 2 successes then.
So Lady Volkenhoff, Spyblade has just called humans filthy.
Yeah, he says that all the time. Doesn't affect me. I'm unfazed. I'm unfazed.
Cool. So you got 2 successes, you say, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's quite clear after a little bit of poking around and disseminating the kind of the local area where there's been a lot of footprints as they all try to go up this tunnel. You do kind of find the final trail that's come from the left.
We should head this way. There's
the ground, you know,
signs.
that is not the direction of gunneries. It's come from the opposite direction of gunneries.
Is this in the direction of, say, that it would lead us out away from the centre of the city above us and more into towards wherever the sewers deposit its waste into the local water?
There's actually from what I work out, there is a river that kind of flows through Greywater Fastness.
So we're heading towards that then, maybe.
You'd probably head towards the rivers, which are probably more close to the centre of the town.
Yeah. Okay.
It does seem to be heading that way.
Madeira, this way. Lead us on.
All right, I'll keep on keeping on.
I would like to point out that I do not know how to swim, and I do not enjoy water deeper than perhaps chest high sitting down.
Yes. We all know your hatred of water, Bronzehead.
Can you even swim? I think your giant metal armor would just make you sink immediately.
Oh no! I sink without the armor. I'm very dense.
Yes, dense in many ways.
It's a dwarf problem, isn't it? Dwarven problem.
I don't see it as a problem. I see our lack of buoyancy as a benefit. You see, we we avoid the water, we avoid the oceans, the lakes, the streams, the whatever that disgusting stream is there, and we just stick to what Duarden do best, and that is not swimming. I cannot swim.
Now, as we're walking, Vulcanhoff will ask a philosophical question. So you build all these airships and jetpacks and everything. Aren't you, in that case, just swimming through the air?
No.
I mean, that's just semantics at this point.
It is.
Cool. Okay, so as this is all going on and you're having these wonderful conversations, it's not like they're trying to hide themselves. And as you kind of follow them down, you notice that every now and then they do head down, like one or two will head down another tunnel somewhere, and they'll be like head off, and then there'll be tracks that come back in again as well. The tunnels that it goes off to are a lot smaller. The Duarden would be comfortable walking down there, but Spikeblade and Vulcanhoff, you'd have to crouch to get down. It just kind of keeps leading deeper and deeper into the sewers. Eventually, you come to you can see in the distance with the flicker of the glow on the bit of wood that is still burning. It's got enough oil and soot and crap in it from years of use in a building that it doesn't burn too quickly down and produces a nice orange glow for you. And in the flickering in the distance, you notice that the tunnel seems to open up at some point into a large chamber.
Okay.
I believe we have found the cistern here of the city. Oh! I could have used my phosphorus after all. There's raw materials right here. How silly of me!
All around us.
And it's almost as if you planned that. Just saying.
Yeah, indeed. But don't forget, anything you find here, still bill it. Still bill it.
Oh yes, of course. We
Market rates on phosphorus.
We must make our due. Of course, goes without saying.
So we're in a large chamber. What else is in there? What's going on?
You're not in it yet, and I just want to quickly ask this as a rules question for the comedy sense. So, Agig, you have acute senses.
Mm-hmm.
Your senses is heightened.
I'm gonna go with hearing.
Okay. I was hoping you might say smell, but
no, God, no.
just walking down there choking.
Yeah. Your gas mask that you have probably does filter out a lot of the stench, but even then,
You're still getting a little bit of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's
the rest of us are getting the full effect.
relax. We're soaking in it.
Cool. So are you going to walk towards the cistern opening thing?
Is Madeira leading us towards this? Madeira, you're in charge here. You're driving this train.
I am just happily trudging forward, looking for things to hit.
In your
You're
axe
pretty
swing.
much like barefoot, aren't you? You're like, as a fire slayer, you're not really.
Yeah.
You've just got like a tabard on, a little, and
I got enough to
hair.
keep everything covered.
yeah, exactly, and enough hair as well, and an axe. So yeah, lead on.
Yeah, she just, unless someone tells her to stop, she is just going to keep going. She is not investigative.
Awesome.
She is not looking for traps.
Excellent. And obviously, you're not being quiet or stealthy about any of this.
No.
Nope.
No.
But even
The
is
conversations
quiet.
that are going on are just kind of very blasé. So as you head towards this opening and the ground in front of you is quite churned up. There are gouges in the ground from many claw marks. There was some are deeper, which look like they've been punched in, maybe by something similar to the rat ogre who had the nice blades on his arm. There are scratches on the wall. There's bits of fur and stuff. Looks like there's been a lot of activity and movement around this area. So it gets more and more obviously as you get closer and closer. And when you get into the cistern, surprisingly enough, it's empty. There is nothing, and there's no Skaven within it. But there are clear signs that this was once held a lot of Skaven, and even maybe that they've been there for quite a while. So it is quite clearly a cistern. There are other tunnels that are coming in from other areas, and within the centre there's a drainage hole that goes down. But there are tables scattered around with bits of paraphernalia on the mechanical equipment, screws, interesting looking stones, maybe a few ones which glow a little bit green. And within the centre of it, there appears to be 2 mechanical legs that appear to have been built, in the process of being built, in that wonderful haphazard, twisted, broken, slapped together with a bit of wood and a bit of string Skaven look.
So they have legs, but do they know how to use them?
These legs are probably about 7-8 foot tall each, and they're quite large. There's also bits of paper scattered around. There are bits of some things around as well.
Doctor, maybe you should look around and see if there's any blueprints. Did these vile, insidious ratmen even use blueprints? I don't know. Some design sketches, anything like that.
So of course, I'm already going over there.
From what I'm aware of, Volkenhoff, the Skaven have a scratchy kind of language they use. It's barely readable. I think whatever is considered writing material is flesh or victims of theirs.
Yeah, but maybe there's some pictographs or something that might show us what we're dealing with here.
True. Well,
Oh yeah.
by all means, rifle through their papers.
Yeah, a gig is going to search for anything that would explain what they're stealing all these parts to create. If there's anything nearby that looks like it might illuminate that.
While they're doing this, Madeira is going to be watching the entrances and exits for any movement.
I'm going to offer Volkenhoff some
legs
snuff
apart.
because this is awful, being down in this shit heap of a sewer. Does Volkenhoff want some quality snuff?
Yes, what you want to do in the sewer is take a nice, hard, deep
I'm good.
inhalation.
I'm good.
Art.
Breathe it in. I'm guessing by now Spikebait's probably lost a lot of her sense of smell.
Only the finest narcotics will get to my receptors.
Excellent.
So, being drugged up.
I mean, Madeira is not bothered by the smell at all.
Okay, so Madeira, you are just going to kind of stand around and watch, aren't you? So, mind awareness, and I've just looked at your sheet.
Oh, this is going to be horrible.
Are you going to completely
I'm going to
miss
say it's a
the,
5-1.
ambush?
So it's possible.
Nope.
It was at least it was a possible roll. I could have made it impossible.
I got a 2.
So you're just kind of wandering around, just kind of looking at things,
Yep.
looking for something to punch and
Yep.
maybe a few of the tables just take the axe to.
I mean, occasionally I probably see them move in my corner of my peripherals and be like, huh! Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, pretty much. Agig, make me a mind crafting, because you're going to be looking for kind of plans and pictograms and stuff of what they're building and stuff like that.
Mind and crafting. I have focus in crafting, and you said it's only useful in combat?
No, it's
No,
good
you
for
can use
anything.
it anytime. Metal
Okay.
is the thing that can only be used in combat.
Ah, my mistake. What's the difficulty here?
So this is going to be quite hard because obviously it's going to be in Skaven scratches. So it's going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be difficulty 5, and it's all complex to kind of actually tell what is a pictogram and what is not just scrawlings. So I'm going to say you're going to need 3. So 5, 3.
So I can use the focus to raise one of those dice?
Yeah. So when
In that case, I'm going to spend my focus and get 3 successes.
So you can, the focus only goes up by 1. So
That's fine. I got a 4. That'll bump it up to a 5.
Sweet. So as you kind of go around and you kind of start rifling through what appear to be papers and books and things on the table, you realise that some of them aren't actually paper. Some of them do appear to be maybe bits of skin that have been taken off poor Skaven slaves. So they've got a little bit of fur still on one side of them. Other bits are just kind of bits of random parchment that you can tell they've actually scrawled over other books in their black fetid ink that they use. And as you go through them, you can tell that there are rough, very, very rough sketches of this kind of cog fort thing, Skaven-esque cog fort, basically. What you wouldn't see as a cog fort as part of the Free Peoples. They've taken that idea and they've done the Skaven thing to it. They've stuck guns on it. They've stuck bits of... there's a note which kind of looks like they're saying, put warpstone in here on it.
Oh, gosh.
And it kind of, they put a tail on it because it's Skaven. But you also see a map of the city of Greywater. And on there are crosses over certain foundries.
So the question is, which foundries have they circled or marked that hasn't got a cross?
From your knowledge and from the piece of paper as well that you got given from Gunry earlier, you can go and obviously check the names off. Every name that is in Gunry's information is also one of the foundries on that list, including the one that's just blown up above your head. There's also one foundry that is not on that list. And that is, think of a fun name, because I didn't write the names down for this. It's got some scratches on it. It does have a name, but you can't make it out because obviously the Skaven have gone over it. But you kind of get the feeling that from what you can make out that doesn't seem like a normal foundry. It doesn't seem like a normal forge. There's something
we should go to this place before the Skaven get there. We should warn them if we can.
I suggest we move above ground. We'll get lost down here.
Oh yes, oh yes. We should absolutely 100% get back up above ground. Yes.
Yep, everyone, let's go, and maybe we can get some of the city guards to come with us.
Alright. I start leading them back.
go the same way.
Oh.
We're not going to go back the same way? We're going to keep going forward?
Surely there's a manhole
There must
closer
be
to
some
where
manholes
we
Yeah, we're in
somewhere.
a cistern, so there's going to be some kind of a exit from the cistern.
There'll be a storm
You guys will
rain
have
or
to look
something.
for it.
Madeira does not think about these things. He just runs head first in.
Yup.
Okay, but yes, there are ladders that lead out from the cistern. You don't have to follow the way back.
I would
Yes.
probably start leading them back until one of them pulled me
No.
in the right direction.
No, not that way.
No, we're leaving the sewer. We're escaping your horrible stench that you've found down here. We're going up.
Oh, you guys complain too much. All right, start hauling myself up.
As you
Pretty
get
sure
to
I'm the
top-
only one who's complained. I just want to make that clear. Lady
I can
Volkenhoff and
Your thoughts.
Blade are just taking it fine. They're like, yeah, knee deep in poop again. What are you gonna do?
Whiteblade can't smell, so
I assume that our Soulbound group has come on hard times where we have these jobs where we transport precious metals and wade through poop. That's okay.
you feel a bit weird as well because you're a group of soulbound, and for some reason you've not died yet. That's what happens quite regularly to soulbound.
I'm sure that'll happen in the future. But anyway, we're above ground now, and
It doesn't smell like crap anymore, but it's certainly not clean air. It's sooty. It's industrial.
And of course, we still smell like crap.
Yeah, you all smell like crap.
yeah, good. So while I smell like that, I'm going to go up to a group of the city guard, and I'm going to attempt to order them to follow me in the name of the Order of the Azir. We have a crime to stop.
Ooh.
I'm going to scrape my boots on the nearest doorstep.
Cool. Okay, we're going to do an opposed check here, Mike. So you're going to do mind and intimidation. And it's going to be their mind and fortitude.
Sure.
It's difficulty 4. As it's an opposed
Okay.
check.
2 successes.
The
Okay.
They're just they look at you and they go, "Witch hunters, we have more trouble with the Sylvaneth here. We do not need your type. Be gone with you." And they just walk off.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
well-
intimidate them.
Boom! Boom, the Fire Slayer coming in. Here we go.
I have intimidating manner.
Oh. Oh.
You get a bonus for being covered in viscera and feces.
I have advantage on opposed test to threaten, intimidate, cajole, and start arguments with others.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do that, which makes it slightly easier for you, but you're still rolling mind and intimidation.
Mind and intimidation. All right.
Yeah. And it's still going to be an opposed check. It's just you get a successful 3.
Okay.
So that's as much as that is kind of a good thing to have. The dice and the setup of the character doesn't really work for that.
No, it doesn't.
But what I'm going to give you, I'm going to let you use your. You're being angry at them, aren't you? And you're covered in viscera and shit and waving a big axe around. So it's not going to be your mind. It's going to be your body.
Okay.
Classic.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
that's
better.
better.
Classic switcheroo.
Okay, so what does advantage mean in this system?
So advantage in this system, it shifts the difficulty number up or down. So
Gotcha.
if it's an advantage, it goes down. So it's difficulty number 3.
Okay.
With disadvantage, it'll be 5. So you're looking for 3s. I'm looking for 4s.
Okay.
And there we go. Back to my normal dice roll.
I got 3 successes.
I got 1. As they turn around from having spoken to Lady Volkenhoff, hunters, what do they know about how we run our city here? Sylvan are the problem. And they just turn around and it's like,
And I'll be standing right there and I'll go,
Hi.
you turn around right now and you go help Lady Valkenhoff because you haven't done your job. You have not protected your city and you are doing a shit job at doing it. So we're going to help fix it and you are going to help us, or so help me God, I will take this axe off of here and kill you with my fluffy bunny.
he's kind of staring down at this. pink-haired, angry fire slayer with bits of her feet are completely covered in this sludgy slime stuff. It's like,
Yep.
I'm not going to argue with that. And they just turn around and go, so, Lady Volkenhofen, what's happening?
Come on, boys, we're moving out. There's some Skaven there about to attack a manufacturing location. Here, look at this really awful Skaven map. Do you know which foundry this is that they're about to strike at?
Oh, yeah, just, and he takes it off you and he looks at it and that's in that's the testing grounds. That's where we test all our new designs, and that one doesn't
Smokes.
look familiar. That must be one of the testing where they with the magic and the wizards, and that's.
Oh no, this sounds terrible. Come on, boys, let's move out. Let's go quick, double time.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm in front or I'm behind them, making them go as fast as possible.
From what I'm aware
one of them turns around and goes, but with this information, shouldn't we get like more of the city guard? There's only
as
4
many as you can,
Good.
you fool.
Good. You
One
go
of
get
you
the rest of the
go.
guard. Yeah, one of you go.
one
The
of
rest
you
of you come
go.
with us. Actually, wait, no, wait, 2 of you. 2 of you, buddy system. Okay, these Skaven are insidious. I want 2 of you to go.
Do you think that one of them could be a Skaven? It's a very convincing disguise.
Yeah, it could be. Should
I
Lady
don't feel a
Volkenhoff
tail.
Actually, you know what? Because Lady Volkenhoff is definitely paranoid. I'm going to do a intuition to make sure I figure out who would be trustworthy in this group.
Okay. Yeah. So mind, intuition. You've dealt with city guard before quite a lot, so it's going to be. I'm going to say 4-2.
Okay. 2 successes.
Cool. Yeah, you managed to get that through, and you managed to work out which 2 would be the most trustworthy. It's obviously it's not the one who is talking to you. He's the sergeant of the.
Oh yeah.
Never
Okay.
trust a
Yeah,
sergeant, clearly.
No.
No. So there were 2 what look like fresh-faced, maybe newbies who have not been around for long, so they're looking to eager to please people. Their names are going to be Dibbler and Simon, because I can't think of any names.
Good, you 2. Go alert the local captain of the district. The rest of you, let's move out.
Yeah, and they follow you down. It's a bit of a trek from where you are at the moment to this kind of possibly military testing facility where they design new weapons. And it's going to take you maybe, I don't know, an hour or so to walk there.
Oh, we've got like crosstown traffic.
We're not walking, all right. We are jogging. We are jogging. We've got these dwarves, these dwarden. They are built for cross-country running.
Oh, no, stubby legs. Very short.
We should hire some destroyers. If you look around, he points out, because obviously there's going to be some traffic in Greywater.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of traffic.
There's basically
there are motor vehicles.
There's mechanical horses.
Yeah, there'll be motor vehicles and things as well.
We should
very crude looking.
hire one of these carriages that would be much faster.
Good. And Doc, make sure you get a receipt because we're going to bill this.
I'm already writing the expense down.
Good. All right. So now how long does it take us to get there?
So it's going to cost. You're going to have to pay for it out of your own pocket first.
Shit. Okay.
But it's going to cost you.
We can intimidate them for more later.
So it's going to cost you. I'm trying to remember what the conversion rate is. It's going to cost you 1 file and 5 drops.
Oh, Chris. Okay, I have 4 drops, so I'll go broke for the rest of you.
I'll pay it then.
Okay,
Wait,
cool.
what? Really? You guys don't have any money?
I have like
No.
5 files and 5 drops, so I'll pay it
I
up
have like
front.
1 file and 1 sphere.
Yeah,
That's
I guess-
I'll pay it.
I guess a gig is just gonna
You have
make
a
it rain
sphere?
over here.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
yeah. So the carrot, yeah,
everything to keep me fed. So
the Fire Slayers are obsessed with gold, so you would have a lot of money. And obviously, the Caradron Overlords are all about making money and contracts. So you both have money. Only witch hunters don't give a crap about money.
I'll
It's
pay-
okay.
I'll pay it.
I would charge you a reasonable interest rate on
I'll
this.
pay it, and we will get going.
But also, you managed to find it's quite an. It looks like a metal cage on metal wheels, and it has this weird kind of. As you look underneath it, it has a weird system of suspensions and springs that kind of allow it to bounce around a little bit. But they seem different to most of the other carriages you've seen. Rather than just being those like 2 metal bars like that, it also has springs, and it seems a lot more controlled. But it is basically a metal box on wheels. In front of it, there is a what looks like a horse that has a chimney coming out where the seat would be, and the driver accepts the money off you, and he twiddles a few knobs on the horse, pokes it with a stick there, and the horse starts walking, and it takes you to where you're going. It takes you now about 40 minutes to get there instead of an hour.
When he pokes it with a stick, he's just like shuffling around the coals in its furnace, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So
Classic.
he's been like moving the coals to get the steam engine going, but he's trying to make it look like he's whipping the horse to make it move, to kind of give that magical image of a real moving horse. But no, he's just.
I believe, from what I've heard in Greywater, that the weaponry they've been using, their power source, they've been weaponizing realm stone for it. So, and this entire city, I believe, somewhere there is a motherload of this, of realm stone of Gairan. It'd be disturbing to see it weaponized, especially by these putrid animals.
Fluff thing here for Chris Chig, who have never played Age of Sigmar. Each realm has its own magical substance that kind of is where the theme of the realm comes from. So realm stone is the essence of magic of that realm condensed into a stone form.
So warp stone's a particular realm stone, but that's corrupted by chaos, essentially. As we're riding, I relight my cigarello pipe and just puff away.
Do you puff away inside and not try and blow it out the window?
Oh yeah,
Are you-
puff it inside. I don't care about
Yeah,
secondhand
you know
smoke
what?
to anyone.
We all smell like sewage right now, so any kind of other scent is acceptable.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So as you go on and you have your usual conversations, and Aggie just kind of gets a little bit offended every now and then by Lady Volkenhoff's questions about swimming through the air.
Makes sense to me.
You get to this boundary, and as you pull up outside of it, you notice this is quite clearly a military complex. Outside, there is a wall surrounding this complex. There's a gatehouse up front of it, where there are some Free Guild soldiers, armed with what look like very advanced guns. There's like 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. There's a massive gate which slides closed. It is currently open at the moment, and through the gate you can see this massive foundry. It's a very big concrete building. Sides are slightly sloped. Imagine the pyramid structure out of Blade Runner, but make that out of concrete and a bit, not as big as that, but it's kind of got that massive, imposing, brutal
Cigarette.
about it. It's got, you can see on top of it, it's got cannons, it's got Hellfire rocket launchers, it's got mortars on it. It's well protected. As your mechanical steed pulls you up and you get out, the two guardsmen are obviously with you. They are looking very, very nervous about this. This building that they're kind of approaching. They don't look comfortable about it.
It's fine. Just let me and Madeira do the talking. Well, me do the talking and let Madeira's axe do the talking. Okay. Madeira, you ready?
As I will ever be.
Okay. Guildsmen, greetings. I am Lady Valkenhoff. I come here on the authority of Sigmar, the God King.
Hi. How can we help you?
We have found plans by the insidious rat men, the Skaven, to attack this fortress, burrowing from the ground inside. They seem to be trying to steal equipment and have been hitting all the other forges in the city, as you've probably heard from the sabotages and other things. We need you to assemble all your men and prepare for a defense.
Okay. Do you have any proof of this?
We have the proof right here. And she breaks out all of the evidence that we have. Skaven furs, maybe a Skaven head that Madeira chopped off, maps, drawings, everything.
I'll grab
Just
some of
point
the
at Madeira,
viscera
she's
on
covered
me.
in the stuff.
I was gonna say I'll
covered
grab
in-
some of the viscera on me.
Okay. That, and as they kind of look shocked, you can hear a siren go off inside.
Shit. All right, let's go. We've got the rest of the city guard coming here.
Yeah.
You
and
guildsmen with me. Let's go in.
when the guys on the outside hear it, one of them turns around to the other. Quick, lock the gate! And one of them runs in. You see the other guys. They're starting to crank the handles and set off the motions that will close the gates.
All right.
They tell you to remain outside.
Yeah, fuck that. We're going in.
Yeah, no, we're going in.
City guards, get in here with us, all right? Let's go. Let's move.
Someone roll me a d6, please.
Yeah, I got it. A 6. I got a 6.
Okay, the guards do make it in before the gates close.
Okay, good.
Really nervous about disobeying the militia. And they don't look like they want to actually take part in any form of combat. They're very,
Well-
very nervous.
Y'all are about to earn your pay.
As you run through the gates, you notice that the ground outside is very flat, it's very empty, it's very open. It looks like it's designed as a killing field for anybody who's trying to attack the building. You run through, you hear the sounds of fighting going on inside.
Okay, we go inside.
Yeah.
The doors are open.
Are you sure we
Those
want
doors
to
you
go
can see.
inside? I think that they have a militia. They can probably handle it themselves. Are you sure they need our help? I haven't heard anybody screaming or calling for help. Or...
Stop your belly aching and let's go.
Can just then someone scream and cry for help?
Oh, okay. Then yes, we should probably go. Yeah.
You can start to hear sirens from all over the building kicking in. And you hear someone screaming, "They're coming from underground! They're coming from underground!"
That's what I told them. Gosh.
And as you run into the building, nobody seems to want to stop you because they're too busy about wondering where this attack is coming from and what is actually happening.
Underground, they just said.
Fighting coming from all parts of the building. You have entered into this grandiose, ornate room. It's completely different to what the outside was. So instead of being that cold, military brutalist thing, this room has been decked out in oak furniture. There are tapestries on the wall depicting great fights of the Ironweld arsenal, defeating enemies. There are pictures of great generals. There's within the center of the room, there's a big golden statue of Sigmar himself. And you can hear fighting and scuffles coming from different corridors which lead into this room. Where do you want to go?
What
I would
sounds
The nearest sounds of combat.
Yeah, and Madeira
what-
charges in, right?
what sounds to be more menacing? That's the way I go. Whatever roars the loudest.
Oh, okay. From what you can kind of hear, you can hear the roar of the gunshots of the handguns and the rifles of the Free Militia. And from there, it kind of sounds that's where possibly the more concentrated fighting is happening.
All right. We
And
had that one.
as you run around there, and you make your way down the corridor, you see the odd guildsman, free guild militia lying on the floor. Some have bullet holes in them, some have been sliced open from behind. You see the claw marks behind it. And then you kind of come up to what appears to be an advancing line of Free Guild militia with handguns. They are forming a line in front of them. The line will shoot, then the line behind will step forward, take their shot while the line behind reload, and they're kind of making this slow progress forwards. You see them start to walk over bodies of rats, of Skaven clan rats. They are filling the entire corridor. The corridor is probably about 10 feet wide. And
Are they coming at us, or are we coming up behind them?
You are coming up behind them.
Okay, good.
Seems like they're doing a good job.
You see, there's a militia inside, and they did not ask for
All right.
our help. So
Does it look like they have everything in hand?
They seem well drilled as a fighting force. They don't seem to be worried about what's going on. But the number of bodies that they are walking over it seems quite a lot here.
Seems
makes
like a
sense.
distraction. Maybe Skaven assassins or spies have made their way somewhere else to steal something different.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's go.
how devious-minded of you.
What?
Indeed.
It's what I would do.
Yeah. Let's trust Spiteblade. He knows these things. Good.
Yeah, when you want to
Sergeant!
think like a rat, you think like a spike blade. It makes perfect sense.
Watch your tongue,
Sergeant-
Bronzehead. I'm not like one of those rat things.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not have this right now. Sergeant, you and your men, come with us. Spiteblade, you lead the way. Well, you can just tell Madeira where to go.
We'll be on your tail.
I trust the Doom Seeker
'Cause
knows how to find
can
her own
run.
death. She can lead the way.
To my glorious death. Let's go forward. Let's go.
There must be like some sort of like directions to like some sort of like laboratory that would be, knowing what the Skaven are trying to find. They're looking
Ooh.
for things important like gubbins to use.
Yeah.
You are aware that there would be something like that. There would be, obviously, this being a military complex, and it is still a foundry of some form. There would be probably secret weaponry within the building that they might be looking for, but you wouldn't know how to find it.
Of course not.
Okay, great.
It would be
I'm gonna
somewhere.
grab one of the guildsmen. Grab the guildsman. You, I'm here on Sigmar's authority. Tell us where the top secret weapons lab is. That's where they're attacking. Take me there right now.
He looks at you and goes, "It's in the center of the building, in the most
Good.
fortified area. I can't leave my post. Just follow
Fine.
the rules."
Okay, get back to your post. And then we go to the top secret weapons lab.
Just looking at the time, I'm not going to make you spend too long trying to faff around with it. And you, as you kind of run around, occasionally you come across these groups of militia free guild gunners who are kind of taking corridors slowly by time, as it does appear that there are waves and waves of clan rats trying to get into the building. So every now and then your route is cut off, but eventually, after maybe 10, 15 minutes of running around, you find some empty corridors that lead towards the center of the building. As you head forward, you at the end of the corridor that you come to, there are some massive metal reinforced doors. These seem bigger and stronger than the ones that are outside the foundries. There are no guards around. One of the doors seems to has a dent in it that is pointing out towards you, as if something has possibly hit it and bent the metal.
From the inside of the chamber.
From the inside.
They must have drilled in from below into the chamber.
Yeah, but now we have this door in front of us. I don't know. What can we do? Madeira, can you force the door? Maybe we can melt a hole in it using some kind of alchemical thing? I don't know. What do you two
Surely,
think?
Bronzehead, you have a formulation you can spray to corrode the metal.
Oh, yeah, probably, but could we just try the handle first, just to see? And
Sure.
Bronzehead wants to see if it's just unlocked.
Okay. You're
'Cause
right.
I think that would be perfectly hilarious if it was just unlocked.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good point. Lady Volkanov will walk up and try the handle.
As you go up and you try it, it's not really a handle. It's kind of more of
It's a vault.
reading lock.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
It's quite stiff. As you kind of get towards the door, you notice the door obviously has been bent and possibly lodged. So this is coming from.
I will help.
Okay.
Okay. So we are going to do.
I'll stand and watch.
The
Yeah.
sisters are doing it for themselves.
Yeah. So this
we
will
are.
be a body might check.
All right.
And I'm trying to remember how helping works in this because it is an action.
I will help because I am clearly going to be weaker.
Help. An ally adds 1d6 to their dice pool for the next test to make, plus an additional 1d6 for the level of training you have with the skill. So, as Madeira is the one doing it, you can roll your body in might.
Okay.
Extra d6 for
Sweet.
Lady Volkanov, unless she has a point in might.
I do have a point.
No, Lady Volkanov, do you have any
Oh.
points in might?
No, I do not.
No.
I
So
don't
it's
think.
only 1d6.
Okay.
And it's going to be difficulty
Yeah, no might.
5, and it's going to take you. No, it's going to be difficulty 4. It will move. You're going to need 3 successes because it's going to take time.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense that they didn't lock this, but also this thing is really tough to open.
Okay.
Remember,
I have, and I don't have a focus in it. I only have 1 success.
so we can bring in.
What about metal?
Soulfire. No, you can't use metal.
Oh, that's right.
Metal is only really used in combat, but you do have Soulfire. You've not used any of the Soulfire points yet. You have 4 of them. Soulfire is kind of like glory in Wrath and Glory.
Gotcha.
It means group ascension. Group should agree to it, but you can
Let's do it.
get all 6s on your results, or you can
I
reroll.
don't know. It might be something we want to hold on to for later. No,
Do you
go
want to
ahead.
help get this door open?
Oh no! My back is acting up. Yeah.
All right. So I use the soul fire.
Cool. So that just changed. So what's it called? Maximum successes. So it just turns all your results into a 6.
Awesome. So I have 6 successes.
As you as you start to do it, you just kind of strain. Lady Volkanhofen helps with it, and it starts to move, and then it suddenly just spins loose. It just spins around.
Oh, it's just rusted. It's fine.
And in front of you see a large room with kind of around the side there are cranes around the side of the room as they kind of look like they've been moving equipment around. In the center of the room there is something. It looks like a cog fort. but it's not a design you've ever seen before. It's black as night. It is smooth. It is well designed. It is not. It doesn't look cumbersome and lumbering like the other ones. And underneath it, you see an old, tall, grey-furred Skaven chanting, holding up a staff, with quite clearly has a piece of warp stone at the end of it, as if he's trying to touch this new cog fort. Stood next to him are two mighty beasts. These ones look bigger and stronger than the one that you saw earlier. And in front of these are at least 20 clan rats.
Oh shit!
And as you swing that door open and it crashes against the walls, the clan rats see you, and they screech and hiss and
These humans and stunties. Let's eat. Let's taste their yum skins.
and they rush towards you.
Oh no!
Initiative.
I yell, "Come at me, bro!" As I
Come at me, bro!
Yes, come at her, specifically at her.
Right, so what is everyone's initiative again?
5.
Bingo. We're all 5 except for the one.
6.
Goodness.
So Lady Volkenhoff, you get to go first. Madeira is too busy trying not to get squashed by the door as it swings open. Lady Volkenhoff, and you jump out the way and you see this seething.
All right. I pull out my 2 pistols and I shout to the city guards with us. Men, steel yourselves. We have rat men to face. Form a defensive line, and we'll pick them off as they get closer. And then, boo boo.
Don't shoot me.
Okay, what are you going to be shooting?
2 points can make a line.
What's closest?
The clan rats will be closest because they're rushing towards you.
Yeah, I guess I'll just shoot into the clan rats.
Oh crap! I've just seen the
Yes.
guys. Bloody hell!
So my
Rats
accuracy
are quick.
my accuracy is superb, and I'm gonna do my classic double tap. What's the difficulty number against these clan rats?
So they've got poor defense, but they're going to be in groups of 5. So there's going to be 4 zones of them. That makes sense.
Okay.
They're just basically
I-
acting as swarms.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shoot.
I
the
can put them all
closest.
as one swarm, but I kind of want them spread out a little bit.
Nah, you want-
No,
Sure,
you
I'm
want to
gonna
do
shoot-
one swarm, one
I'll
zone.
shoot- I'll shoot the closest one. My accuracy is superb. They have poor defense, so that puts me at difficulty number 2.
Yep. Are you going to
So-
spend your metal to double your training? Or anything?
Yeah, there's no reason not to, because I can spend my 1 metal and then replace it at the end of this turn. So, let's throw some more dice in here. So that's a pool of 5 and a pool of 4, and we fire away, and one of them's not a success, but I have a focus.
Are you shooting at one zone, or are you splitting it across 2 zones?
Just 1 zone.
1 zone. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and it is 11 damage going into that zone.
How do I make a pistol kill 5 rats?
It goes through one and then goes through another
Yeah.
one.
It just
Yeah.
punches
Yeah.
through
There-
like paper.
Have you ever seen that one episode of Babylon 5, Severed Dreams, where the Narns are just running in a straight line? It's that. Unfortunately, it is that.
Yeah, it's not a thing. I'll just say you fire multiple shots as well.
Yeah.
You've got shots, and you manage to react quick enough, and you just see these clan rats running towards you, just like, again, hip shooting, and you quite clearly decimate these 4 or 5 clan rats that are running towards you. So who's next? I'm going to say, because of this, the creature, the old wizened, mumbling, chanting Skaven in the center of the room, who you Madeira is probably quite sure is a Grey Seer, a Skaven wizard. He is going to have noticed this, and then obviously heard the shooting and heard the door now crash open. He stops his chanting, turns around, sees you, takes something out of his pocket that looks like green dust.
Oh no.
Licks his hands.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
And he starts to mutter and point his staff straight towards you, Lady Vulcan. Off. And
Okay, that's fine.
skitters and in his kind of guttural, hissing language, casts a spell at you, which is going to be... How many dice? How many dice? Ooh. He gets an extra. Wow. So, as he mutters his curse at you, you start to see these green tendrils of lightning form around his hand, and they flow down the staff, and they shoot out at you. They hit you square in the chest. You start to feel your life start to drain and ebb, and you kind of start to feel old, and your skin starts to dry up a little bit.
But the lady already is old. She already has dry skin. It's getting worse.
Older and drier,
No!
damn it.
No!
Your hair starts to fall out even more, and your clothes as well. They start to age quite rapidly.
Oh, the leather starts creaking.
Yes, so you suffer 3 damage at the start of the turn for a number of rounds equal to 1 plus any additional successes.
Okay. This comes out of my toughness, is that right?
Yeah, so it comes off toughness. So 3 is going to come off your toughness, and I rolled 6 successes because she rolled far too many dice. So you're going to be taking this for 4 rounds.
And does my armor affect this at all, or is it a just straight through damage?
This damage ignores armor.
All right, just checking.
So it's just straight 3 damage.
Okay.
This is why you don't have a wizard, so you can't stop this from happening. Right, okay, so who is next?
Initiative 5.
Yeah, so Chig... Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna let Chig, do some spray damage, because I'm gonna watch what happens after that, because I've got a plan.
What happens after that is the rats go and they all die. The professor will get his battle tuba ready and just hose down an area.
He's going to pick one of the
non-decimated groups.
Cool. This is going to be
my mind
versus
and
my body
versus their body and fortitude.
Fortitude. It's just going to be. I get 1 dice.
I get 6, but I only got 3 successes.
I got 1 success.
So they only take 2 damage, but they are all knocked prone and poisoned until the start of my next turn. Assuming
you also can spend your metal, which you'll get back next turn, to fire again if you want.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't I want to do that? I'll turn and do I have to attack the same group, or can I attack a different?
You can attack a different group.
I'll do that. Oh no. The target number is 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 6 successes and 4 of them are 6s.
Wow.
So that was a really good roll.
That was a good
this
one.
guy
Yeah,
a
I got
lot.
one success, which knocks down one of them. So
Uh,
you bring out
that-
your tuba, you start pumping away at it. You aim it at the first group, and it kind of sputters and fails to kind of catch as much as you'd like to. But you spray it across, and you run across the other group as it gets the other group from it, and it just bursts out in everything that you've been trying to put out, all in one quick explosion of gas.
There was a jam.
Yeah. I do want to narratively point out that Skaven have really poor leadership, pretty notoriously poor leadership. We just killed like half of them, half the clan rats. Are they running yet?
Because apparently that's not a thing in this game.
No, they have
Just
very high
pointing out.
morale, clearly.
There's no morale thing in the game, so
You might have to like shout out some like intimidating battle cry that might change their minds.
Yes.
Well, when it gets to their turn, things might happen, but
Yeah.
we'll go to everybody else's turn first.
Seeing
That's true. They haven't had a chance to fail their morale roll yet.
Spike Blade seeing a gap in their ranks and seeing the damage of the mystical power on Volkenhof is not going to do any attacks. What he's going to do is, if I can do this narratively, if I have to, and get some narrative control to do it, is if we're in a lab with various equipment, is basically do a bit of parkour up off some crates and onto the dangling chains, so I can get closer to that Grey Seer later and pop a shot from an elevated position next turn. Basically, I just want to close the distance, or obviously leap upon him with my blade. Either way, I just want to get close and out of the way for next round.
So at the moment, he is at medium range, because I think that's the range of his spell as well. Doesn't actually say
Why
what
didn't I
range it
attack
is.
him?
Because there were clan rats in the way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say what range the spell is at. So I'll say he's at the far end of medium range. So maybe he's probably just at long range. So you can move one zone easy, and then you still have your action left.
Yeah, I'll use one. I'll move
Well.
one zone and basically use my metal to do an athletics to like leap up onto the dangling chains and swing over. I'm a bloody pirate. This is like second nature to me.
Yeah. So you don't even need to do stuff like that, because it's free to move within your zone.
Yeah.
Within the zone you're in, you can do your acrobatics to get up high, then move into the next zone.
Yeah.
If you want to shoot now, then you'd have to spend a metal to shoot.
Well then, yeah, I'll get up high and I'll shoot at Mr. Grey Seer. I'm wondering whether I should do a cooled shot. I don't know. I'd like to get him right in the bloody eye. Let me just check if I can do a cooled shot, because that would be kind of fun.
You can do
Might be a bit difficult.
defense. So if you're looking for the head, defense increases 2 steps.
Okay, yeah, it might be a bit difficult. I'll just pepper the area with my crossbow bolts, hitting him and his big rats if they're near him. As
The rats
bodyguards.
aren't in the same zone as him.
Well, not
He's
the rats,
under
the big
because
rat ogres.
the rat ogres, they're not in the same zone. He's
Okay,
in
fine.
the zone because he's underneath the cogfort thing. The ogres aren't quite there.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll just go
Defense.
for him.
So the Grey Seer's got average defense.
He's got average defense, and I've got average accuracy, and I've got 3 dice in it. Do I want to? No, I've used my metal, so I can't do anything with that. I could use my sulfur. Can't use sulfur because that doesn't double anything, does it? No.
It gives you automatic successes. You've
So-
got 3 by left.
Yeah, so I'll just roll to hit now. So 3 dice
Balls.
with 1 focus. I get a single hit, which is therefore a point of damage.
As you take that shot at the Grey Seer, the bolt from your repeater bolt and crossbow thing as he's got his arm out, the bolt kind of clips his shoulder, and you hear the ting as if it's hit chainmail.
Bastard. I'll get him next time.
No damage towards him. So, who is next? Crystal, Madeira, sorry. You have initiative 3?
I have an initiative of 3.
Oh, you are going to go next then. So apparently only Grace is a quick. Everybody else is not.
All right. So I am going to yell, "Come at me, bro," and activate my runes.
Yep.
And what's left?
So there is a group of 5 clan rats left.
Okay.
I'm going to say the guards that are with you are also acting initiative 3. Those two run towards the clan rats. There are 2 rat ogres, big hulking monster things at the back. They are more tempting as a target for you because you are looking to get yourself killed.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I will go for them.
Well, they are just in your range. You'll have to use a movement to get. So you've got a move action and then you can fight. So you'll use zones for that movement. Guessing you're putting out your big axe and running at the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Right. What do your runes do again? You've got 2. You've got armor, and what's the other one?
Oh, my rune of
rend.
steel.
Yeah, rend. That's cool.
It gets rend.
So, these guys have good defense.
Okay.
So you are looking at your good LA versus good defense. You've got your metal point.
I do.
So you could double your weapon skill.
I am going to.
That gives you 8 dice. Hitting on 4s. Any 6s remove armor.
I have 2 successes, one of which is a 6.
Excellent.
Only 2? Do you have any which are 3s?
No, I have 2s though.
You could turn one of those because you've got 2 focus, so you could turn one of those 2s into a 4.
I will do that.
Cool. And you did get a 6, so let's just check what Ren does again.
Any result of 6 removes a point of armor. The armor is considered destroyed after that attack as well, so it'll permanently decrease the armor of that target.
Cool.
Dang, that's harsh.
That is nasty.
Nice.
So you run forwards, you leap towards this hulking fiend as it hisses at you, kind of beckoning you in. Your axe comes cleaving down, hits it in the shoulder, and you just the shock of it going through kind of cracks this massive armor shoulder plate thing that he had, and it just kind of falls off him. You did how much damage?
It is 2 plus my successes, so 5.
Did you get? So how many successes did you get?
Well, I rolled 2 successes, but I used 1 medal.
So it's 3
one of
plus what? Plus 2 damage on the great axe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
That's
5.
5. Cool. And you've destroyed its armor. You've destroyed 1 point of armor.
1 point of armor.
Just looked at. I thought they only had 1 point of armor. Right. Okay. The guards are going to go against the rats. The clan rats. These guys are not great. 2 of them, though. 2 clan rats are down. The clan rats are now going to attack the guardsmen in turn and kill both of them. Because, yay, squishy humans.
Lady Valkenhoff, it appears that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Sigmar will remember their sacrifice.
Right, so the rat ogre that is fighting Crystal is now going to try and punch Crystal. Crystal, what is
All
your
right.
defense? Sorry, Madeira.
My defense is good. And for each active rune, Iron Skin increases my armor by 1.
So you've got armor 1, right? So
I have 2 armor.
Yeah, you have 2 runes active.
it's only iron skin runes if you have them. Not other. Each active rune of iron skin increases armor by 1.
Okay, so I only have 1 then.
Yeah. So the rat ogre is going to attack you with its bladed fist. So unlike the one that you saw earlier, which had just metal stumps pushed into its hand, this one has a proper hook, like an actual designed weapon, and it's lifted that up and it's coming to crash down upon you. Welcome to my dice rolling. That is 2 successes. So that does 3 points of damage. But you have 1 point of armor, so.
All right, so my armor negates 1 of that?
Yep.
Okay.
So you take.
And the
damage
other
to
rat
your
ogre
toughness.
is going to see Spiked Blade shooting at its master, and is going to bring up the opposite hand to its bladed claw,
Son of a bitch.
which appears to be this giant cannon thing. And it starts to buzz and hiss, and you kind of get this distinct putrid smell in the air as the warp fire gun takes a shot at you.
Good luck, mate.
Yeah, what's your accuracy?
What's my defense? Do you mean
Yeah.
defense is good? And he's shooting at me, and I've got a sea dragon cloak, so technically my defense goes up by a step as well against ranged weapons.
So that gives you defense of
Great.
Great. Oh, I got 1 success. Do you have any armor?
I have armor of. I've got medium armor, so is that 2 points of
2?
armor? Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2. Yeah, you don't take any damage.
Sucker.
He just hisses at you as he sees the green bullet bounce off your cloak.
I'll finish him in a moment.
His rat brain can't comprehend what's going on. Right, back to the top. The Grey Seer gets to go first.
Son of a bitch.
Lady Volkenhoff gets to go first?
Yeah. She's initially.
I believe the Grey Seer gets to go first because you got him by surprise last time. The door.
Oh.
The Grey Seer is not
Quick rap.
happy about what's going on here, so he's going to cast on himself an arcane shield.
Oh, crap.
No. If he's casting on a spell on himself, then he's not.
He's put up arcane.
Working on
Sorry,
the.
this.
Yeah,
The-
he's just
the
dragging things
cog.
out. It's just dragging things out.
As he hisses at his
Yeah.
rat ogres to finish you off.
Finish the squishies. We need more bits for the machine. The Caradron has bits we can use.
There's that. Now, Lady Volkenhoff can go.
All right, Lady will move forward, advance forward, and her knees are creaking with arthritis. But she
You are
will
taking another
continue.
3 points of damage as well, by the way.
Yep, and she will just shoot the Grey Seer because we just need to end this. My accuracy is superb. I will spend some metal because why not? What is the defense of my opponent?
Gracie's defense is good.
Okay, so my difficulty number is still 2. I will shoot my 2 pistols at him. And I will use a focus. Ooh. And that will be a grand total of 9 damage.
Brums, your shooting is horrendous.
I just designed a starting level character. Also, my character is a one-trick pony.
Yeah, one-trick pony, but as this game is
Really nice trick.
characters, so
Yeah.
You pepper the Greyseer with shots. You kind of see the mystic, this barrier that has appeared in front of them, and your bullets hit this barrier, but the speed and accuracy with which you fire is just going straight through them. And you riddle the Greyseer's body with shots. He's very, very, very badly wounded. He's bleeding from multiple parts, and he's spitting blood and hissing at you.
You not humans. I will feast on your flesh.
But he's very, very, very badly hurt. But he is not damaged. He's not dead. Sorry. He's using his stick now to hold himself. Next we have Spikeblade and Bronzehead. I think Bronzehead. Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna leap off the chain and drop down on that rat ogre that went for me and try and decapitate that mofo.
Cool. His defense is good.
Yeah, defense is good. My melee is good, but my melee goes up to great because he's large. So I'm hitting on 3s. Let's see, I've got metal, so I am going to... Let's think, metal. Shall I double... Actually, yeah, let's do that. With metal, I'm going to double my dice pool. And if people are happy with this, can I spend a soul fire and just descend on this rat ogre and slice through its head with that many dice?
So it'll be 7 dice, all rolling 6s.
I'll allow it this once, counselor, but you
it
better
only
get where
doubles
you're
your training,
going.
doesn't it? Actually, so
Yeah.
I think
Only doubles your training.
Oh, I think actually I'm better off just using my metal to attack twice, aren't I? So I'll just descend them and attack twice. So yeah, needing 3s to hit. First one, 5 dice is, and that I've got. What's my training? Not my training, my focus. My focus is 2, so I've hit 5. So that's damage is +1, so that's 6 damage.
Cool. And your second attack?
Is another 5 damage.
Ooh. You come in and you start slicing away. You dive down and you slice through his arm, and it starts bleeding through his arms. You land. You flip the blade up into his gut, and it slices up his stomach. He turns and screams and hisses at you, angry that you have hurt him.
Excellent.
Bronzehead, Agig Bronzehead, PhD. What do you want to do?
There's still a group of rats left, right? The ones who killed our...
There are 3 of them left.
Our guys. Yeah, I'll go ahead and wipe them out because I believe the 2 ogres are in... No! There's one ogre rat who is not in melee combat, isn't there?
No, they're both in. One's in with Madeira and one is in with his spike blade.
Ah. Well then, in that case, I will just take out the remaining guys. Little horde.
Ooh.
And
These
I
are
got-
rats attack- Oh no, there are 3 of them, so they are still a swarm.
And I got 5 successes.
Yeah, they did.
Just hosing down the battlefield.
Bad. Right. There's now this kind of, it's like a dry ice machine has gone off in the room. Everything's all a little bit cloudy and misty.
Awesome.
You should not breathe that gas. You should put on a mask. Do not breathe that in. That is highly toxic.
Madeira, do you want to punch this rat ogre?
Yes, and I'm actually going to use my metal for 2 attacks this time
Cool.
instead of doubling it. So we are going to do that instead. My first attack. It's still 4s to hit, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And
Any sixes?
huh?
You get any sixes?
I got 1 6, and then I
Cool.
have one that's a 3, so I'm going to use one of my
Focus.
focuses to make it up to a 4.
Yep.
And so I have 6 successes.
Ooh. So
His armor all gone.
it's all of his armor gone. Yep. As you turn around and you've seen that you quite easily split this creature's metal plates that he has on him. You turn around and you notice he's got one on his belly, and you just ram your axe really hard into the kind of belly plate that he's got on. It splits, it cracks, it falls off with the force of your blow, and the axe head buries itself into his stomach. The thing is really pissed at you now. It is not dead, but it is severely pissed.
All right, second attack.
Yep. Oh god, yes, you've got 2.
Yeah. That is going to be another 5 successes with 1 6.
It's got no more armor left.
All right, and the other one, because I used one of my foci for.
You can use it each turn.
Oh, so then I've got a 2, so I'm
Yep.
going to bump that up to a 4.
Oh, so that gives you 6 successes.
Yep.
Okay. As the axe embeds in its stomach, you pull the axe out. As you pull the axe out, it leans and lurches forward. The blade dripping with its viscera. You swing it around and just cleave it in its leaning forward's head. The mechanical eye that it has shatters. The wires come off and the head just kind of splits in 2. Just kind of gets driven straight into the floor by the force of your blow as its head kind of just caves in 2 from the force of this massive axe.
Awesome.
Oh, so that is 1 down. The other one is going to try and punch Spite Blade.
Yep.
It is going to... It's angry at you because it missed, so it's going to try and use his teeth and claw.
Okay, I've got a good defense.
Oh, I've got... Right, so I'm looking at 3s. Okay, so he's really annoyed that he's such a bad shot, and he's just flailing with his hook-like hand, and is trying to bite you, and he lashes out with his prehensile tail and grabs your leg and kind of drops you on the floor as he catches you with his teeth and bites you. He causes you 6 damage.
So, sorry, how much damage was that?
6.
Oh, jeez, okay.
You've got 2 armor, so
Yes, I do have 2 armor. So that's then 4 damage total, is it?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Back up to the top, which is the Greyseer. Greyseer has just been refocused on Lady Volkenhoff because you peppered it with bullets. It is going to try and cast arcane. No, he's going to try and cast because this is a Skaven and they don't like being shot at and they don't like losing things and dying, it's going to try and cast etheric armor on itself.
Okay.
And then it's going to try and run the fuck away because it's Skaven. Yeah. So it's got etheric armor. You notice it starts to chance, and a kind of mystical green barrier appears around it, and the chainmail that you can see underneath its rags, you can see the holes where your bullets went turn into kind of a warp fire color. And then he's just like,
stupid humans, you do not know what you mess with. We will be back, greater, stronger, for we are many.
and it just runs.
Cool.
It doesn't get very far because obviously speed.
Yep. And Lady Vulcanhoff will chase after the Skaven Grace here. And in this case, is going to use she's going to use her medal to do another volley of attacks afterwards, because I think we can get this person.
Go for the knees. It worked real well last time.
All right, going for the knees so we can interrogate him later. So
You can
difficulty
do a
number.
cold shot, which is actually going for the legs. So you can call the shot if you want.
I think I need to kill this thing because it just took out all of my toughness, and maybe its spell will break after it's dead. I don't know. I don't know how this works. So we're just going to try to pull as many bullets into this thing as
you've
possible.
taken another. So this turn you've still taken another 3.
Correct. Is
Last
the difficulty number? Is the defense of this individual still good?
No,
Or
it's
is
now
it-
dropped down to average.
It's gone down to average. Interesting. Okay, so I'm
so
still.
the Mystic Shield went up, which gave it an extra defense, but because it's now cast etheric armor, its defense is changed.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So that's the armor is important for how we're doing this. So the first attack, still difficulty number 2. The first shot is 5 damage, or the first bullet is 5 damage.
Yep.
The second bullet is 4 damage.
You got toughness 9. Crumbs.
Yep. I spent a lot of points on attributes. The third bullet is 5 damage.
You don't. Okay, before you start rolling your second attacks.
Oh, okay.
So the first two shots that you fire, as the Gracie is running away, you know that you've got this and you've got time. You can see how injured he is. You just bring both pistols up and just point it at the back of the Skaven. Taking your shots, they fire into it, exploding from its chest on the other side. It just rips, it appears as if it rips the front of the chest off. And its arms get blown off, and it just tumbles forward and face plants. As it plants, its snout hits the ground, and you hear this crack as its snout just smashes into this concrete floor. And it just starts to pool of blood spreading from it. Bits of green dust appear in the blood, and you see kind of bits of green, bright green twirling within the blood as well, as it leaks to Warpstone.
Oof. That's pretty brutal. So I guess the last remaining Rat Ogre that's sitting there can take 6 damage.
I'm just wondering how shooting into combat works. I've never come across
I mean,
shooting in combat
Works
works.
real well.
it works real well. We're kind of wrapping this up, right? So
Yeah, I'll say yeah. How much damage did you do to it?
6.
6. I can do math here. 6 plus 7, anyone?
13.
Oh, okay. The bullets tear into the side of it. It is almost dead. You can see a massive hole where your bullets have ripped inside of it, and its stomach is bleeding as where Spike Blade's blade has cut through it. Spike Blade, do you want to take it out?
Yeah, of course. So this is the last Rat Ogre, isn't it?
This is the last thing standing. It looks like it's trying to back away a little bit now.
Yeah,
Because it's
it should
realised its
be
master is.
pretty easy to do. I need like 3s to hit, don't I? Yeah, I get 5. No, I got 5 successes on the first hit, so that's another 6 points of damage on it.
Do you want to wait before you roll that second one, because that's killed it?
Yeah, that'll kill it. I'll just leave it.
So that is the rat ogre dies in a bloody mess on the floor. You can hear sounds of the fighting and gunfire happening around the building, and the screams and hisses of dying Skaven from around. One of the Free Guild militia come into the room and says, "We've got them on the run. They are leaving. Thank you for your help. Do you know what was going on here?"
Yeah, they're trying to steal one of your top secret pieces of equipment right here, which means you have a leak with the rat men. And let me tell you, the city council is going to hear about this.
And just because I'm aware of the time, we will fast forward a little bit. You've dealt with the Free Guild militia. You've dealt with kind of this mysterious machine and kind of what information you can get about it. And you are now back in Gunry's workshop.
Now, Mr. Gundry, about our bill, if you see here, I have an itemized list. It's quite extensive. I have the receipts for our travel across town. I have the receipts from the refreshment stand where we took our 15-minute break, and we had to purchase quite a vast quantity of refreshments. So much water for Ms. Madeira's bathing. She was covered in what I've determined was viscera. The cleaning bill for her cloth. It's not really a loincloth because it covers more than the loins, but you understand. Is also I say cleaning bill. It had to be burned, but we had to purchase her another one. It's all here if you just want to go over it, and I think you'll see that it's all in order.
You're certainly very thorough. You certainly live up to your reputations of Caradron and contractness, and it's like, well, there's quite a lot of aqua there that you need replacing. So I'm not sure I can and we'll fade to black. At that point, because that could be a very long conversation, and it's been a long 3.5 hours now, so we'll stop that there. So yeah, this has been one shot.
Yes.
What do people think of it as a heroic level kind of game?
I think
It's
it was
not
super
D&D.
fun.
Yeah, definitely. As someone who's played a little bit of Exalted in the past, I find the system gives you the same kind of like epic feel in a lot of ways, and a lot of like different character abilities, but it doesn't get as bogged down with the rules. So I'm really excited for it kind of filling that sort of mythic fantasy space in the role-playing game genre.
I had a lot of fun. I usually don't play like the physical characters. I'm usually a magic wielder or healer, so this was a lot of fun.
Brutal.
Who doesn't like to just hit things with their axe? I mean, come on, it's super exciting.
You know, it's cathartic.
Yeah, I also enjoyed the system and the characters. It was super fun. I would absolutely play this again.
Yep, same here. I really like the system.
I love the fact that you can just wipe out clan rats just like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want to
who
they're all
doesn't
dead.
enjoy that?
you want to feel
And
capable.
The system's very intuitive too once you actually start playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you didn't need to use that much sulfur. You used sulfur once as well. You still had 3 points.
Yeah.
Could have probably brutalized the Gracie. Right, it was easier. Anyway,
Yes.
wrap up, Chris.
I think with that, yeah, thank you for watching. If you've been watching, obviously, if you want to get in contact with us, email darkdaysradio@gmail.com. Go over to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Dark Days Radio. Obviously, listen to the podcast. We've got more content coming out again, so there'll be another episode out end of this forthcoming week on Friday, because we've got some stuff that we've pre-recorded and we've got some interviews coming up. Interesting people. And then in 2 weeks' time, we should be back to playing Wrath and Glory on the Gehenna Gaming stream, where we'll continue our Dark Tide scenario called Sleepwalker. But otherwise, I think that's it. So again, thank you, David, for running Soulbound. It's nice to have a chance to
Thank you,
play.
David.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone else for playing. Thank you for watching. And that is all. And we'll see you soon. So goodbye.
Bye, everybody.